Y'all listen up as I narrate the Vector's tale. A man from afar riding the temporal gale. Ronin by name and a Ronin by fate. In the tapestry of time he's got a date. He ain't just saving, he's exploring the rift. In the timelines he travels, he's given a lift. Seeking tech and secrets in a world that's gone astray. Ronin's the man who's gonna find a way. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. From a future so bright to our present so bleak, he's the silent watcher, the tech he does seek. Not just a savior, but a seeker of lore. Ronin's the key to what we're looking for. Through the ruins and the relics, he's making his mark. A beacon of hope in the timeline so dark. With every secret he finds, every piece he retrieves. He's crafting a future nobody believes. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied.
Hello, and welcome back to my show. We are doing some more comic books today, and in case the theme song didn't give it away this time, my name is Ronin Vector. I'm here to be in your future. Well, your present. Somebody's future. You know what I mean. Oh, hell yeah. How you doing, buddy? Uh-oh, I accidentally closed my chat window. And I picked the wrong scene. I don't know why I moved all the way up there. There we go. That's where I need me. And there we go. Accidentally closed my chat window. I am back. All right, so what do we got here? We got BBL Supporter 3, #1 viewer. House Melassamar RTX. I'm your biggest fan, low-key. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Bitcoin, you sound like you could be in a radio show. Well, you know, I do get a lot of inspiration from radio, I gotta say. I like, once in a while, you'll catch me listening to one of those, like, old-timey radio dramas. So I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little inspiration there. So we are, in case this is your first time here, yesterday we covered the OG X-Men. I'm talking 1963, like, you know, your grandpa was reading it, maybe. It depends on your age, you know. So we covered 1 through 3, and we're on 4. The first one covered the team, you know, what they do, who they are. The second one introduced, and the first one introduced Magneto. So, you know, it was all about getting the team together for the first time to take to take them out on a mission, having them work together out in the field for the first time. You know, it was good. And then the second one introduced the Vanisher, and he looked like a creep. He sounded like a creep. He was a creep, and that was the very first time we see Magneto just, you know what? Yeah, no, we're done. And then he just wiped his memories. So he's out there in the world somewhere, you know? And I'm starting to see that might be a reoccurring theme with like villains that they can't get rid of. Because in the third issue, we get the Blob. That's right. So, I'm something and a fair warning too. We also get introduced in that issue to Xavier's unhealthy obsession with Jean Grey. He just comes out and says it, man. Like he's like, and I'm attracted to her, but if I wasn't the leader of the X-Men, and my legs don't work. Forget the fact that she's 16, I think, like when they introduce her. Forget the fact that he's supposed to be her teacher. No, it's like, yeah, no, if only I wasn't the leader of the X-Men and my dick worked. It could have worked, Jean Grey. It could have worked. So, I don't know, man. I get it. Like, back then, it was super popular. Like, anytime anyone talks to Jean Grey, it's always like, hey, gorgeous. Hey, doll. Wow, she's almost as pretty as Jean. It's always that kind of talk. But it's just disappointing to see it from Xavier, you know? At least he never came out and said it, you know? Hopefully he just buries those thoughts deep, deep, deep inside. So that caught me off guard. It's been a while since I read the original X-Men, but yeah, the third issue, they introduce the Blob and Xavier's unhealthy attraction to Jean Grey. And at the end of the day, the Blob was kind of dealt with the same way. There was a little more teamwork this time around. Xavier, he brain blasted him again. I mean, him and his whole fucking carnival. Actually, to recap real quick, in the last issue, they try to recruit the Blob, right? They bring him over to the X Mansion, and he's like acting like a total pig the whole time. Like, I guess he's treating Jean Grey the same way anyone else does, but for some reason it's gross when he does it. Anyways, they get him to the X Mansion. They confirm he's a mutant, and Xavier's like, here's a great honor. You're gonna be part of the X-Men. We invite you. And Blob's like, why the fuck would I do that? I'm gonna go be king somewhere. So he escapes, and they have to go catch him. But by the time they rally, the Blob's already gathered the carnival people that he worked for previously, and they go and attack the X-Men. So Xavier needs a machine to wipe everybody's memory out at once, all in one go. Not sure why he needs a machine this time. Maybe because there's more than one person, whatever. There's going to be a lot of retcons, coming. And I remember the last time I read this, I think even like little things like Cyclops, for example. The first 2 issues, his name was Slim Summers, not Scott Summers, Slim Summers. I forget that every time. And it always catches me off guard. But by the third issue, no explanation. He is just now Scott Summers. And also, like, with the character like the Beast, that dude was basically just the heavy in the first 2 issues. But by the third issue, he develops a personality. He's suddenly a bookworm. He's quoting things now. And admittedly, I like that. he needed something to set himself apart a little more than just being the big heavy. But, you know, if you're following along from the beginning, it does kind of come out of nowhere. So, as per usual, we start off, let's look at the cover. Look at that cover. That's some decent art. That is a team of baddies if I ever saw one. Now, let's make some educated guesses. Obviously, this is Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch. Though, maybe it's not. I mean, she's green. But who else could that be? That's got to be Scarlet Witch. Maybe they call her something different. I don't know. Maybe she does like a Sailor Moon transformation into red. Maybe it's a color error. I don't know. They could just call her Wanda at this point. Anyways, we have Magneto. He's looking pretty like it's on. I was embarrassed last time. That's obviously, that's got to be Toad. That's a Toad if I ever saw one. The bottom left here. This guy, is he Jason Wynn? The illusionist? No. Mastermind? Is it Mastermind? No. Can't remember his name. It's right there in the wiki. I could easily look it up. I think it might be Mastermind. But I'm going to try not to look at the spoilers on the left side. Purposely ignoring it. Let's see. So X-Men. At last, the X-Men come face to face with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, featuring the return of the dreaded Magneto. X-Men, the most unusual teenagers of all time. And this was released in January 3rd of 1964. So this would be the very first comic they released of the new year. So I wonder if people were excited back then. I was thinking about that this morning, like what it must have been like to have read these as they were coming out. And I wonder what they were, what they talked about. Like, because obviously they don't nitpick it like a little bitch like I do, they probably were just enjoying the story for what it was, I imagine. So I was curious, what they thought about, the villains, what they could do, future heroes and villains they might see. I'm curious. Was Magneto liked as a villain early on, or was he just some guy that came and left, Curious what people thought as it was going on. And of course, we got the same crew as last time. Writer Stan Lee, Jack Kirby for the penciler, Paul Reinman for the inker. The poor uncredited colorist. We'll never know who they are, I guess. And then letterers, Artie Simek, which I think, he's responsible for most of the lettering, I think, for a lot of comics and in Marvel. It's between him and maybe another guy. And then Stan Lee being the editor. See, now, I don't know how I feel about that. I imagine as time went on, Stan Lee was not also his own editor as time went, which I think works out if you have a good editor. Akira Toriyama did not have good ideas all the time. And I'm grateful for the times he did have an editor step in, It's, sometimes stories get bigger than, the person creating it. All right, so let's get into it. Enough history. And I think as per usual, it'll just repeat the title. Yep. All right. You are gazing at a sight which few Homo sapiens have ever been privileged to witness. The awesome Danger Room, where Professor Xavier trains his Homo superior mutant students for the danger which await them. Then we'll start with Warren Worthington? Man, I can speak good, I swear. Wow, the beast is getting the full treatment this time. I like to give him a rich, snobby voice. Faster, Hank, and beware of the sudden traps. The test has lasted 50 seconds so far. How much more can Hank McCoy take? I've managed to dodge everything the professor could throw at me, but the worst is still ahead. And what? You're already broken? What's going on? I already have it, fool. There we go. Right? Is this where I want to be? Good. Try to gaslight me into buying another membership. I buy it so you don't have to. A power mace. Got to grab this overhead ring. A new trap, falling discs. My only hope is to keep zigzagging. I have so many issues with the danger room. So many issues. And they will only grow over time. So many questions on how it works. But I'm not supposed to think. All right. This rope will get me over the water obstacle ahead. No, I was too careless. This isn't a rope. Only a camouflage strip of paper. That's kind of clever, I guess. Your survival time was 62 seconds, Hank. Not bad. But still not perfect. I was too careless. Remember this lesson, Hank McCoy. No matter what danger faces you, think twice before trusting a sudden means of escape. Bobby Drake, take your place at the other end of the danger room. Yes, sir, Professor. I've been practicing this all week. This time, I'm sure to get a perfect rating. Yeah, I'm leaning into the retcon of making him gay, by the way. They made it too easy, too fun. No matter what you throw at me, your boy, the Iceman, will whip up an icy defense in jig time, like this little instant freezer roller coaster. Whee! Yeah, but I'm gonna play it like he's still deeply in the closet. That's kind of like what the deal is here, you know? Like anytime he's like pining after Jean Grey, it's always gonna like the last episode, the last issue, like the one time he acts like a jealous bitch with Jean Grey, it's like to like I don't know, drive her across the street or something. It was weird. Or no, it was even more petty than that. It was like the way somebody saved her. Like, I could have done a better job saving her if I wanted to. It was like almost like manufactured rage. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. I warned you against overconfidence, Bobby. Whatever you can create out of ice can be shattered, like this. Holy cow! Where did that come from? Don't waste your time wondering. That's a red-hot cauldron below you. Protect yourself. Only one chance if I can do it in time. Ooh, nothing like a frozen pole vault in the nick of time. Look sharp, son. An enemy will not wait for you to recover your... Oh, wait, no. Okay, I thought that was going to be Beast. Look sharp, son. An enemy will not wait for you to recover your balance. Beast, you know what to do. Don't just stand there, little chum. Unless you're bucking for a monumental headache. Relax, muscle-bound. This time I'm ready for you. In a split second, the Iceman creates a small, smooth slide which catches a huge weight and sends it careening back towards the fast-moving beast. I may be the youngest X-Men, but nobody catches me off guard. Don't waste time with epigrams, Bobby. Your test isn't over yet. No sooner has Hank McCoy uttered those words than a sudden blast of steam strikes the unsuspecting Iceman from the wall behind him. Hey, my icy protective coating is melting away. Looks like I really blew the bit that time, sir. Back on all fours again. Too bad, son. But you must remember never to consider a mission completed until you have thoroughly checked every possible source of danger. Don't cry in your Ovaltine, Junior. I'll hang you up to dry while we adults continue with the test. Let go, knock it off, you conceited flying freak. The angel may be conceited, small fry, but you've got to admit, I've something to be conceited about. Boy, one of these days. Hanging by my asshole again. Okay, so it was a color error, because, look, she's red. That bitch is scarlet now. Get a sip of water here. Also, I think we need some music here. I'm gonna do some of the Spider-Man soundtrack. The game. There we go. I'm ready now, Professor. Wait your turn, Angel. Marvel Girl, lower Bobby to the floor via telekinesis. Gently. Yes, sir. Are you sure it's not teleport? Because they used that word about 6 times yesterday. Well done, Jean. And now, that was not your test. This is. Raise the lid of that box carefully and remove what is inside. You may proceed. Excellent, Jean. You have learned to focus your telekinetic power so accurately you did not jar the box itself. And now... Oh, Professor, it's a birthday cake. Oh, God, just knowing... I'm not going to focus on his attraction to her. Like, do you think he does this for every X-Man? Or, like, do you think he gets a cake this big with this many candles? Or do you think he's the fucking creepy teacher? I'll leave it to your imagination. Your theory. Give me a theory. I'd like to think he does this for everybody, but I got my eye on you, old man. Got my eye on you. Yes, my dear, a little surprise for you all from your proud taskmaster. It has been exactly 1 year since our class began, and I felt the date should be celebrated. So it happened on her birthday? She went to school on her first day on her birthday. See, they're already retconning things. If this had happened during my test, the cake would have exploded when I touched it. It's too easy. Maybe you just don't live right, Junior. Here, Jean, allow me to cut you a piece of cake in my own way. Why, thank you, Cyclops, but that's a bit like using an elephant to kill a housefly. An elephant gun to kill a housefly. But now we leave Professor Xavier's school for gifted youngsters and turn our attention to another group of mutants who are also seated at a table. But what a world of difference we shall find between these two superhuman groups. I gotta think about the kind of voices I want to use for Quicksilver and Wanda. Quicksilver's always been kind of a little wormy bitch to me. Like, little bit. Not like Toad level, but maybe I should make him like old school Sonic annoying. Like, Toad, must you chomp your food like that? My sister happens to be at the table, you obnoxious fool. It's all right, Petro. Don't get into another fight on my account. And then we got Mastermind here. He's a bit of a fucking creep. He is a creep. 100%. But I'm gonna guess he's got kind of like a old English deal. I'm not good at English accents though. I'm just gonna wing it. If the toad is annoying the most lovely Scarlet Witch, I'll put a stop to that. If you have the manners of a pig, you might as well have the appearance of one also.
Yeah, well, tricks don't bother me, Mastermind. Remember, I know they are only hypnotic illusions.
Yeah, I gotta make him a little creep too. I have had enough. I find your illusions as repulsive as Toad's table manners. Ha, you are spunky, my little witch. I like that in a female. Oh, Jesus Christ, somebody's been listening to Tate too much. Someday, I may even decide that you would be a worthy mate for Mastermind. Yep, okay. Now, he might have been Andrew Tate's father. How dare you speak to me that way? I'd sooner die than marry you. Wanda, don't point your finger at him. You know that always causes a disaster to occur. Oh wait, I think that's supposed to be Quicksilver. Yeah. Wanda, don't point your finger at him. You know that always causes a disaster to occur. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make him speak a little quicker since he's kind of a quick little shit. Do not concern yourself, Pietro. I would not waste more than a trifle of my power on such as him. So you try to make a laughingstock out of Mastermind, do you? You live to regret this, my fine sorceress. I'll now create an illusion so realistic it'll drive you to the point of raving madness. Quicksilver, to my side. I've warned you never to threaten my sister. The Scarlet Witch and I remain here to serve the leader and not to be taunted by a black-hearted fiend like you. Careful, Pietro. See how his eyes are blazing with hatred. He does not frighten me, Wanda. I'll put my speed against his power of creating illusions anytime. You have gone too far, Quicksilver. I shall destroy you as easily as I might destroy a mere Homo sapien. Do it. Do it. Destroy each other. When the leader returns, there will only be two of us. We will rule the world together. The leader? I had forgotten about him. Don't gloat so soon, Toad. The Scarlet Witch and I will outlive you all, I promise you that. Calm down, Spider-Man music. You are in luck, Quicksilver. I shall spare you this time because the leader feels he still has need of you. The leader. He's always your excuse. Where is our great leader? What wondrous deed could he be performing now to make the Homo sapiens tremble? As though in answer to the Toad's query, we once again change our scene, this time to the office of a large shipping lane. We have received all the bids yet for that old convoy freighter with the cannons on her deck. Yes, sir. The bids may be open now. They all are here. At that moment, a tall, awesome-looking costume figure enters the room. The imposing figure of Magneto, the most powerful of all the evil mutants. What is the meaning of this? Oh, it's Magneto. I shall spare you the need of opening those bids. The freighter shall be mine. A simple bend of magnetic force will keep you inside this room until I've completed my task. Sir, who is he? What is this power he has? Magneto defined mankind before, but we were saved by the X-Men. X-Men vs. Magneto, issue number 1, by Ed. Seconds later. This vessel will suit my purposes perfectly. And then, incredible as it seems, the one mighty mutant, utilizing his irresistible power to its fullest, operates every complicated control from the bridge of the freighter, magnetically, with brilliant precision. Click, clang, goes the machinery, I guess. Stuff is happening, believe him. A short time later, on a routine long-range test flight, the sharp-eyed Angel sees the armed vessel cruising below. Now I can't even hear the music. Inconsistent. That ship seems deserted, and yet it's moving at top speed. It's an old vintage freighter. Might be a target ship, operated by remote control. I'd better leave the area before they start zeroing in on it. Something just flew by, but no sound of engines. Must have been a seagull. It's a deduction to make, I guess. Thus, the two colorful mutants come within yards of each other, though neither suspects the other's presence. And then, a few hours later, back at the study of Professor X. You may applaud me, or you may applaud if you wish, Jean. I'm back. Well, if it isn't little Mr. Modest. I'll be ready for your progress report in a moment, Angel. Minutes later. And that's about it, sir, except for the sighting of the ship with no crew. A pretty uneventful flight. An unmanned ship propelled by remote control. Strange. I was unaware of any nautical artillery tests at the present time. Here is your lab equipment, sir. Your heartbeat is satisfactory, blood pressure normal. Just one thing disturbs me. What is it, sir? Something wrong with my test? I feel perfectly well. No, it is not you, Warren. It is that freighter. I seem to sense something wrong, something strangely ominous about it. Call it a hunch, if you will. Meanwhile, on the lonely, uncharted island in the Meanwhile, on a lonely, uncharted island in the Atlantic.
It's the leader. He's back. He's back. And he has a destroyer.
Stop your sniveling, Toad. Inform the others I want to see them.
But, Master, I've so much to tell you. They quarreled amongst themselves. They tried to fight each other. I stopped them myself because that Toad is loyal to you.
Mastermind, is what he tells me true? Oh, I wouldn't call it a fight, Magneto. Merely a difference of opinion.
Don't believe him, Master. I was here. I heard them. He tried to harm the Scarlet Witch.
You loathsome gargoyle, I'll get you for this. What? You dare say that in my presence? Have you forgotten that our personal feelings are nothing? It is the plan that is all important. Quicksilver Witch, I want to speak to you.
Look, Magneto, you don't scare us. I'm taking my sister away from here.
No, you cannot leave. Have you forgotten, you, most of all, what you owe me? He is right, Pedro. I must remain and serve him until my debt is repaid. Then I too shall stay, Wanda, to watch over you. Have you forgotten that day, not long ago, when I first came to your village in the heart of Europe? Have you forgotten how the superstitious villagers called you a witch because of your mutant power?
We know you. You have the evil eye.
No, please. She's the Scarlet Witch. Her power must be destroyed. It was I who saved you.
keeping the maddened crowd back by means of my magnetic power. You must never forget that. Never. Come no further, Homo sapiens.
Whoever you are, I owe you my life.
Remember, we are Homo superior. We are born to rule the earth. The humans must be our slaves. They are our natural enemies, and together, with our superhuman powers, we can conquer them all. I'm still not sold, Magneto. But as long as my sister stays here, I'll go along with you. I've got no love for humans either. Why should we love the Homo sapiens? They hate us, fear us because of our superior power. That is why we hide on this fortified isle, waiting for the time to strike, to take control of Earth from them. And now that we have our ship, we shall launch our first attack. The 5 of us, alone and unaided, shall conquer an entire nation, as a test of our supreme power. Days later, many miles away on the mainland. Incredible! One lone freighter attacking an entire South American nation. Who would dare? Who, except for the ones in hiding, the evil mutants? And the paper says, the Daily Record Bulletin. So, no more... What was the Daily Bugle? I guess they got rid of it. He's no longer reading it. Must have pissed him off or something. It says, the paper says, Tiny Republic of Santo Marco, shelled by mystery naval craft. Oops. Oh, you bastard. Why do you do this to me? Why do you hate? There we go. And then, throughout the lonely building, which houses the most unusual teenagers of all time, a vibrant, commanding thought reverberates through every room and corridor. Red alert. Red alert. Red alert. I was half across the practice field when the professor's summons almost bowled me over. Wrestle those wings, fly boy. It's a red alert. Well, well, which one are you? Huntley or Brinkley? I don't get that joke. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it's going to be worth it. Say, what's happened to the professor? Quiet, he must be asleep. He's not sleeping, little friends. He's in a trance. You're right, Beast. We mustn't wake him. Listen, you can hear him whispering. He's communicating with someone, mentally. I know you were trying to contact me, Magneto. I will never tell where I am. But we can meet on a mental plane. Send me your thoughts, and I will amplify them. And thus begins the world's strangest meeting between the world's powerful Homo superiors. Only you and your X-Men stand between the mutants and world conquest. Why? Why do you fight us? For you too are a mutant. But I seek to save mankind, not destroy it. We must use our powers to bring about a golden age on Earth, side by side with ordinary humans. Never! The humans must be our slaves. They are not worthy to share dominion of Earth with us. You have made your choice. Forevermore, we are mortal foes. The X-Men will stop you, Magneto. It will be mutant against mutant to the death, if need be. But mankind must be saved. Look, he woke himself up. Professor, we couldn't help overhearing. Was that Magneto? You know we're with you till the end, sir. This time, Magneto won't escape us. The moment I have dreaded is at hand. Magneto is preparing an all-out offensive against mankind. We must ensure that he never succeeds. Meanwhile, off the coast of Santo Marco, the evil mutants finish their shelling of the tiny republic, firing into the hills behind the city to show their power. So for as much as he's like ready to turn people into slaves, he still hasn't killed anyone, as far as I can tell. In fact, I don't even know that he's destroyed like a building, aside from like when he stormed the rocket. The very first issue, he goes into some kind of military complex to stop some shuttle launch or something, a rocket launch. But he's been pretty chill for as much as he talks about wanting to rule the world. No, that's probably just as a result of it being a children's comic or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just saying. Santo Marco will be mine before nightfall. They have no force to oppose us.
Nothing can stop you, Magneto. You were born to rule.
At first, the proud people of Santo Marco prepare to offer staunch resistance until they see...
Look, marching through the streets. It is not possible.
We cannot fight them. We must surrender. Run for your lives. It's the entire enemy army. We are lost. They appeared as though by magic. So I'm guessing that's Mastermind working his magic.
They do not dream that the army is just an illusion.
Well done, Mastermind. Continue the illusion until I have the entire Republic under my control.
It's incredible. If I did not know better, I too would swear I'm gazing at a real flesh and blood army. But is it necessary to plant such fear in the hearts of the people, Magneto?
Of course. Humans are like sheep. They respond to certain stimuli, and fear is one of the most potent. Within a short time, Magneto seizes the reins of government and loses no time in forming a real army, modeled after the imaginary one created by Mastermind. We must get off the street, it's nearly curfew time. The borders of the once free little nation are closed, and all roads leading in and out of the captive state are heavily patrolled. Oh! In the name of Magneto, show your identification. An American professor and some students on a goodwill visit from America. We have orders to admit such visitors. The leader feels they could be fooled into thinking he is some kind of beloved ruler. You may pass. I go too far? Yep. Yep, so they're all just incognito. The X-Men. While within the presidential building, which Magneto has converted into an imperial palace,
He dared try to arouse the people against me. Take him to the dungeon.
I like the brand of justice you hand out, Magneto. It'll show Homo sapiens that we are their rightful masters. Silence. They're here. The X-Men. I can sense it. The mental emanations of their leader are so strong that I feel them in my brain. That's like an oh shit look on his face.
See to it that Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch and the Toad are prepared. We'll let the X-Men come to us, like flies entering a spider's trap.
And a short distance away from Magneto's palace. Is it time for us to get in our uniform now, sir? Yes, there is no need for further delay. Magneto must have detected our presence by now. But I detect other mutants as well as Magneto. Our mission is more dangerous than I feared. Then, taking pencil in hand, the gifted leader of the Uncanny X-Men prepares their battle plan. This is how Magneto will be attacked. You'll each approach his headquarters in a different way. Hank, you'll be the first. Forgive my overzealous group if I don't linger over a long goodbye. It is a waste of time guarding Magneto. Who would ever dare take the leader? You're right. All the others tremble at the sound of the leader's name. Strange how he took over our entire government so sudden without firing a shot. Listen, did you hear something? Forgive the intrusion, gents. I'm just an incurable party crasher. But Magneto has already alerted his own loyal mutants, and before the beast can recover his balance, the high-jumping Toad strikes. What?
I have struck the first blow. How proud the leader will be.
But in the beast's powerful fingers slam against... I feel like that's written weird. But the beast's powerful fingers slam against the side of the stone rampart, and then... Better hang on here, Henry, old boy. It's a long way to the bottom. Don't go away, little friend. I'll climb back up and we can get to know each other better.
He's too strong. I'll bounce these rocks back down at him to stop him from reaching the top.
Don't bother. The mastermind will show you how to handle him. Suddenly, the crevices which the beast has dug out in the moldy stone walls seem to vanish, to be replaced by a smooth, glassy area which permits no possible grip. Oh, I can't hold on. So shocked is the heavy-limbed X-Men that he loses his balance and begins to plunge helplessly down. You see, Toad, there are times when a clever illusion can be more effective than mere brute strength.
He thought the walls had turned to glass. The fool.
And then, at the other side of the castle, the sound of gunfire is heard as the next X-Men attacks. You fellas sure have a funny way of making a guy feel at home. Boy, I'd like to be the one who sells them their bullets. I'd get rich overnight. You already are rich. Although I don't know if that's part of his story, his character yet. Though I have to believe, you know what? The third issue also established that he is Warren Warrington III. So I feel like that's where they started thinking, like, yeah, let's make him a rich bratty snob type. A little conceited, maybe not a brat, but definitely conceited. I mean, self-described conceited person. His own account. This music. It's so inconsistent. I can outmaneuver their clumsy shooting, but the noise is getting on my sensitive nerves. So I'll just put a stop to it like this. Look out! He dropped that high-tension wire towards our metal guns. And ow! Drop your gun or you'll be executed. Can't waste any more time out there. Oh, Magneto, where are you?
You are fast, Winged One, but not as fast as Quicksilver.
Holy smoke, where'd you come from? The professor was right. There are other mutants.
That's it. Wear yourself out.
Okay, I'm convinced you're a lot faster than me, but speed isn't the only thing that counts.
No, show me something better.
Maneuverability for one thing. Too bad you couldn't avoid hitting that speedy wall. Wham! Yeah, honestly, that's how, like, most speedsters probably would die. They would just become paste into a wall. Like, there'd just be jam on a wall. Yeah, he's lucky, like, his brains aren't on the wall. Look at him, just knocked out, running into a wall. I suppose he must have some degree of super strength and durability. Otherwise his body, like a regular human body, wouldn't be able to move that fast otherwise. That's gonna be my headcanon of why he's not paced. He's knocked out. Lucky for me. He was a little too fast. Oh wait, no, that's Warrington. I don't know why I thought that was Beast. He's knocked out. Lucky for me. He was a little too fast for comfort. Quicksilver, no. If he's harmed you, say, what do you think he was trying to do to me, lady? Wow, what a dish. If she's an evil mutant, I want my application blank. If she's an evil mutant, I want an application blank. Magneto was right. You X-Men would destroy us if you could. Well, your wings cannot save you from the hex of Scarlet Witch. Wow, she just points her finger and the ceiling caves in. Ugh. By the time the Angel recovers from the falling mortar, he finds... No need to worry, Pietro. I stopped the one called Angel. And not a second too soon. Oh, my head. Quick, send for the leader. This one will trouble us no more. And minutes later... Ah, you got the one with wings. Good. We'll get them one at a time until the X-Men are no more. But suddenly, a powerful energy beam sweeping the chamber. Duck, you fools! Cyclops is attacking! It's unbelievable. He's rolling those two powerful guards away merely by training his power beam on them. He must be stopped. Quicksilver, attack now! Then, as Cyclops begins to scan the room with his awesome beam, Magneto ducked under it. Got to move faster.
Bravo! How you do, buddy? What's going on in your life? How'd your holidays go? I'm glad you're here. I need a break. Alright, let's get a sip of Red Bull in me. Alright. Then, as Cyclops begins to scan the room with his awesome beam, Magneto ducked under it, got to move faster. But no X-Men can move faster than the mutant whose own superhuman power is speed itself. Careful, his beam is sweeping the ceiling. Our generator is above us. However, before anyone can move, Cyclops' out-of-control, high-intensity blast strikes the ultra-powerful electric generator, tearing it from its moorings, and 1 million volts of deadly current run wild through the castle, menacing all within. Run! If the current hits us, we're doomed!
No time to untie you, Angel. We'll be fried within another few seconds. Shut your eyes fast. I'm going to try a desperate gamble. I've got to use my force beam right through the wall to get at that generator and stop it somehow. If this doesn't work, it's curtains for us. Wham! Cyclops, you did it! You blasted the generator clean through the wall! Holy smoke! He collapsed from the strain. Now we're both helpless. I'm tied up and he's unconscious. While directly outside the castle...
Uh-oh, if that contraption falls on me, it'll be goodbye, Iceman. Luckily, I practiced creating a quick freeze ice slide when I was clowning with the beast back at school. Didn't think it would save my life so soon, though. The others must still be trapped above. Better make a frozen ladder for myself and see if I can help. I'm used to making these.
Minutes later, after untying the angel... That's it, Bobby boy. The ice is reviving him.
He's coming to now. Man, he must have used some blast to send that generator clean through the wall.
What the fuck is he doing to him? How is covering his... Tell me I'm fucking crazy. How is covering his face in snow going to revive him? If anything, you're suffocating him. Or am I don't know. I guess I'll have to try that next time somebody is having a hard time. Is it the cold? I don't... Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, let's find the others, and especially that rat Magneto.
Maybe you better take it easy for a while, Cyclops.
Don't worry about me, Iceman. Save your concern for Quicksilver. He's going to need it when I catch him. Suddenly, a wall plaque and the weapons beneath it begin to quiver strangely. And then...
Look out, you guys! Look what's going on!
Doc, Bobby, we're in the line of fire!
I hear you talking, pal.
Weapons flying through the air at us. If I didn't know better, I'd suspect Marvel Girl. But Warren Worthington III has hit the nail right on the head. Lucky for me, you saw me falling and lowered me to the ground through telekinesis, little friend. But what are you doing now?
Oh my goodness, I thought it was Magneto's men coming after us.
Wow, so she almost just killed her teammates. How does... No, I'm not gonna... Just a bad situation.
I'm sorry, boys. I didn't realize.
It's okay, gorgeous. No harm done. Say, where's the professor? Last I saw, he was outside the castle. Don't worry, he can take care of himself. Perhaps he can, Scott, but I'm beginning to have doubts on our ability in that department. Who the hell is... Oh, that's Beast. So far, we've used up a lot of time and energy and accomplished nothing. Hank's right. If we don't know where Magneto ran... And we don't even know where Magneto ran off to.
Hey! Save the philosophy for later. We're in the soup again. Look what's coming. It's a river of boiling oil rushing right towards us. I hate to sound like a worrywart, but let's get out of here. If that hot stuff gets any closer to me, I'm gonna be an iceless Iceman.
It's coming too fast. We can't outrun it. And it looks... There's a stone wall up ahead. I can't use my energy ray yet. Haven't fully regained my strength. We're trapped. We can't end up like this. We've got to think of something, but what? The flames. have stopped coming closer. We're safe for now, but we're locked in. Can't get out, can't break free. Then, suddenly, astonishingly, right in the midst of the deadly flames, they see, "Fear not, my X-Men. There is a way out. Professor X! Old Man Jenkins. How did you do it, sir?" "Quite simple. I sensed your panic and came after you. There was really no boiling oil. It was but an illusion created by one of the mutants to keep you prisoner here." "We were fools, deceived by a hypnotic trick of some sort." "Do not reproach yourselves. Remember, the evil mutants are as powerful as we, and nothing will stop. And will stop at nothing to defeat us and gain control of Mastermind. Now that you're here, sir, this is it. We'll find Magneto and finish him off." But watching the X-Men from a peephole in the wall, the baleful eye gleams with naked hatred and frustration. Blast it. If not for their leader, they'd still be cringing helplessly in mute fear behind my masterful illusion. But we'll beat them yet. Come, Toad, we'll report to Magneto.
Magneto will know what to do. The great Magneto is more than a match for anyone.
Magneto, the X-Men are still at large and... Silence. I know what has occurred. Stand aside. I am preparing the ultimate trap for them. I am wiring 2 bombs. One will be placed at this door to booby-trap it and destroy them when they enter. As for the other, that one will be a nuclear bomb, capable of blowing up this entire nation. We will flee now. If the smaller bomb does not stop the X-Men, the large one will, taking all of Santo Marco.
But what about all the innocent people that will be killed?
Have I not told you? They are merely Homo sapiens. They would kill us if they could. We only fight in self-defense.
What a psycho.
Meanwhile, not suspecting the terrible trap which awaits them, the fighting mad X-Men race up the ramp towards the tower chamber.
We've searched everywhere else. Magneto must be here in the tower.
The door up ahead. He's probably hiding behind it.
Professor, what's wrong? Look out or you'll topple from the chair. Stop, I say. Stay away from that door. I sense danger. It's a trap.
Too late. The beast is so anxious to crash through that he doesn't hear you.
Somebody stop the
professor. He hurled himself from the chair.
He'll be killed.
Hey.
I have no choice. I must protect my X-Men.
In what situation is he close enough to leap from the fucking chair to stop him from opening the door? Or, I guess, die? I can't hear him, but is close enough where he can dive in front of him. A paralyzed man. I don't know why this is the thing I'm having the most hard time believing, but... Boom! They had the door booby-trapped, those rotten killers. Keep back, my power beam is operational again. I'm going to blast that door to ashes. Let go, Bobby. I'm okay, but what about the professor? He's still conscious, but he's delirious, and his eyes, they're so glazed. Cyclops power beam. That means the first bomb failed. Run. I've activated the nuclear bomb. In 10 minutes, this will be a wasteland. Magneto leaves nothing to chance. This escape slide leads to the freighter and to safety on the open sea. I cannot believe Magneto will let all those innocent people be harmed. I just can't. Follow me, Quicksilver. Every second counts. No, there is one thing I must do first, no matter what the consequences. Look, another bomb. Set to go off. Quicksilver just destroyed the fuse. He saved us. Wait, come back. No, although I could not allow a nation... Oh, no, that's him. No, although I could not allow a nation to be destroyed, my place is still with them. You are the betrayers of Homo Superior. Expect no mercy next time we meet. Let them go, Scott. The professor needs us now. Professor X, I almost forgot. How is he? His brain seems to be unaffected. He's alive, but something terrible has happened. His brain? Oh no. His brains, but that's his greatest weapon. Leave me. I am no good to you anymore. The explosion deaded my mutant mental power. I can no longer read minds or throw my thoughts. Go after the evil ones. Forget me. Forget you, sir? Never. We can't desert you when you need us the most. There goes the freighter. It'll be out of sight soon. They've gotten away. But they'll never be really free, for no matter where they go, as soon as they show themselves, the X-Men will attack. And we got a little bit of an epilogue here. If the professor never regains his power, we'll be on our own next time. But are we strong enough without him? He trained us. Now we must prove worthy of that training. We shall not fail him. Kind of just making a guess. I think the left one is actually supposed to be Warren based on the chin, because you can kind of see a little cleft there. Leaderless, forced to fend for themselves, can the five mutant teenagers meet a renewed threat by the powerful mutants? Don't miss our next great issue. Alright, not bad. It introduces a bunch of new characters. I'd say Magneto's staying pretty consistent so far in terms of like what he wants to do. It's kind of interesting that he utilized a human army to take control. You think he would have maybe made more effort to find like mutants among the population or something, but that's probably a little... I mean, I say it's more involved, but is it more involved than like replacing the government and convincing a bunch of humans to work for you? So I think that's kind of interesting. Like obviously he's not above slavery, I guess is the point that this comic was really trying to drive in home. And fucking nuking an entire nation. I mean, it might be just a small island country, but that's pretty cold-hearted. I mean, he's become the person that he was afraid of as a child, you know? It's sad. It's sad to see him like this, because Magneto is one of my favorite characters, so going back this far and seeing him just completely unhinged, you know, because knowing what the potential for him to be there is, it's like watching an addict, you know, take drugs for the first time. So let's look at new first appearances. We got Toad, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Mastermind. So yeah, these are all first appearances. We haven't gotten any co-opted characters yet. Yeah. See if we can't find anything else interesting about this issue. Oh yeah, they got more, this issue got more flack for being compared to Doom Patrol because, and again, they say coincidence, and I could believe it. That none of this is like the most unique storytelling in the world in terms of like superhero groups. But, you know, in Doom Patrol, the villainous group is called the Brotherhood of Evil, and here we have the Evil Brotherhood of Mutants. So, you know, you got the leader in a chair, wheelchair, hero people. You know, I could see why people make all the comparisons to Doom Patrol. And I love the TV show Doom Patrol. All right, let's I'm gonna smoke a bowl as per ritual. Do an issue, smoke a bowl. Seems like a fair trade. We be dabbing. So let's take a little sneak preview while I load up my electronic bong. We've got the X-Men, action, surprises, suspense, all in the magnificent Marvel manner. I tell you, they do try their best to hype it up as much as they can in the title. It's too bad it devolves into like covers just straight up lying to you. Like, here's this awesome new character, or here's this character that might be coming back, and like now you get them in like maybe one page. If the cover's inaccurate and being dumb. Or sometimes it just doesn't flat out happen, you know? Like, for example, you'll see like Doctor Doom and a Venom, you know, for like a Venom War crossover. I'm not saying this happened, but you know, you'll see him in this with the symbiote, and then, you know, it's never mentioned, it never happens. It's just cool cover book art. So I can see why people get frustrated. Because it wasn't always that way. And I have to say, I kind of appreciate that, like, although everybody is freaking horny on the team, not too much sexualization yet. Like, we're not constantly like just staring at Jean Grey's hamburger, you know. So the boob socks haven't come in, as the Lightbringer says. I tell you, Linkara is a trip sometimes. I don't know why, but Red Bull and dabs. Especially sugar-free Red Bull. It's like some weird alchemical reaction happens in my mouth. It just tastes so good. I don't like Red Bull taste-wise ever. Otherwise. Alright, I'm gonna venture to do one more bowl. I think we earned it. What do we got here? Cherry Gary.
I smell more Gary than Cherry. Better than getting Larry. Alright, I need to find different music. I'm getting sick of playing with the volume on this. I'm not an audiophile babysitter, you know? You know, I was pondering just now, I also appreciate that, although I'm not excited about the way other characters treat Jean Grey, after I explain that thought, I'll think about the other thought I just had. I appreciate that Jean Grey isn't just like a damsel in distress. Like, she seeks to be useful and is useful. You know, just like anyone else on the team. She trains with them. It's, so I appreciate that. Maybe that'll change, I don't know, but, another thing I was laughing about, if you look here, right above the price stamp here, where it says 12 cents, it looks like Iceman is like right behind him, just going to town. Just saying, it's too easy. Let's see, March 3rd, 1964 was the 5th issue release date. Looks like we got the usual suspects, except for the letterer, actually. This is the other guy, Sam Rosen. But we have on deck for writer is Stan Lee, penciler Jack Kirby, inker Paul Riemann, more uncredited colorists, letterers Sam Rosen, and then Stan Lee once again as editor. Now it looks like we're getting into like maybe a pattern of like reoccurring villains arc. Like group versus group. And now the stakes are higher because Professor Xavier is brain damaged or something. So I think we all know how temporary that's going to be. But I can see how it definitely raises the stakes, because at some point you're just going to ask yourself, well, like, why do they even really need the X-Men if Professor X can just kind of roll in and you're dead, like, or you're somebody else, or... So I can appreciate them trying to raise the stakes, make it a little more, give it a little more authentic danger to the team, because as long as Papa Xavier's there, you know, he's like their game genie, you know, for anyone that gets that reference. What else is there to say? Oh yeah, let's read the rest of the cover. See the most unusual teenagers of all time at their fighting best when they learn the Angel is trapped.
Magneto and his evil mutants, more dangerous than ever, strike again. It's interesting that Magneto's actually using his hands there to operate the machinery when he could just easily, like, you know, use his powers. Kind of a rare thing to see. All right, let's do it. Trapped, 1 X-Men, featuring the return of the evil mutants. Last issue, while battling Magneto and his evil mutants, Professor Xavier was injured and seemed to have lost his great mental powers. Now, the saddened X-Men return to their headquarters. I do appreciate how Iceman here is becoming less like a snowman and is starting to... It's like he's slowly starting to get into his ice form the longer we go on. Never have you, the reading public, have been so instantly fascinated by a group of superpower villains as last issue, when you met Magneto's evil mutants. Now, we present them again, more exciting, more unpredictable, more dangerous than ever. And now, let's join the X-Men as they return to their school building, and Iceman finds the door locked and... I can't get my key unless I defrost... I can't get my key unless I defrost. Hey, Cyclops, I can use you. Hit the keyhole with that power beam of yours to unlock the door, huh? Hey, not so fast. If you miss the door, it's gonna be goodbye, Iceman. Boy, it's good to be back again. If only the professor was okay. I'll lift him into his sitting room. It's the easiest way. Slowly, Jean. You've all the time in the world. Don't jostle him. Don't tell her what to do. Let me remove his jacket before you put him down. You did an exemplary job, Marvel Girl. Now, set him down, gently, gently. I've checked the entire building. Everything is as we left it. We haven't been discovered yet. It sure seems strange to see him sleeping that way, just like any normal Homo sapiens. It makes me feel so alone. I know what you mean, Iceman. From now on, we will be alone, for the first time, without the professor to guide us and help us. He's spent countless hours training us to use our powers, Jean. Now, we've got to prove we are worthy of that training. We've got to continue his fight against the evil mutants, but without him to lead us, it'll be an uphill job, Hank. Why him specifically? We can't remain leaderless. Perhaps we should... Wait, I hear a sound in the driveway. A car approaching. Who is it, Beast? Have the evil mutants found us? No, it appears to be... It is Marvel Girl's parents. I forgot. They said they'd drop in for a visit on the way to the World Fair site. Quick, we've got to get back to normal. Move, guys. Let's shed these costumes on the double. Don't worry, Jean. We won't give our secret away. Dude, he is such a little bastard. Look at all that water he leaves behind. And you know at least like half that mansion is probably carpeted, so... just like mold all the time. It'll only take me a few seconds to defrost and change from Iceman to plain old Bobby Drake. It's great the way the professor developed this harness to hide my wings under a suit. So once again, the angel becomes that devil-may-care young blue blood Warrington III. I'm always relieved when I can divest myself of my costume. Actually, I don't really care for the identity of the beast. I much prefer being Hank McCoy, honor student, although fate never lets me remain that way for long. I wonder if anyone would dare come near Quiet Scott Summers if they knew that when I remove my protective glasses, the destructive power beam of Cyclops is unleashed upon the world. As far as any of our parents know, we are all students at a progressive private school, and actually, that much is true. But being normal Homo sapiens, how could Mom or Dad understand that their daughter, Jean Grey, is really Marvel Girl? Oh, hello, Jean dear. We've only a few minutes, but we did want to visit you. Mother, Dad, what a wonderful surprise. Was it planned or not? Moments later, after introducing her fellow students, a pleasure meeting you, Mr. and Mrs. Gray. We're sorry Professor Xavier can't be with us, but he's, unavoidably detained. I understand, my boy. I feel I know you all so well. The professor writes to us every week telling us of your progress. He certainly is a wonderful man. So, he's lying a lot then. Like, he's saying, oh yeah, no, we totally did fucking geometry, and yeah, Jean did great. She's also president of the chess club. She's vice president of the student body. And she's a teacher's aide or some shit too. You know what I mean? Like, what is he really telling them? And for all we know, he never wrote them a single damn letter. Maybe he just makes them believe he writes them, I wouldn't put it past him. When he first asked if Jean could attend your school, we were a bit hesitant, but then when we were contacted by Washington, D.C., recommending your course so highly, we knew it was the best thing for our daughter. And we were so impressed to learn that some of your courses are classified top secret by the government. Oh, what interesting sunglasses. I've never seen that type. No, don't touch them. I'm sorry, ma'am. It's just I have a slight eye infection. I'm sure you understand. Ew. That's what you get for using the phone on the toilet. You pink-eyed devil. Who's speaking right now? Is that Beast? Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Beast. He's the only dude with reddish hair, I believe. We must change the subject quickly lest we arouse their suspicions. We'd enjoy showing you our building, Mr. and Mrs. Gray. This is our gym. We are getting new equipment next week. Oh, I wondered why it was so empty. That's right. We're only, I only finished one issue so far. How you doing, JD? To recap, in the last issue, Magneto took over a small island country, and they introduced the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which include Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Toad, and Mastermind. So that was all their first appearance. And obviously they stopped them, but now Professor X is like brain damaged, and I don't know if I don't know if he's in a coma or if his powers are gone. It's kind of ambiguous, so that's where we are. Doing great, bro. Good. Glad to hear you're doing good out there. So right now, I think we're basically engaged in like a B plot. Like Jean Grey's parents are coming to visit. Professor X is down for the count. So they're doing their best to try to look normal. That's where we are right now. Let's see. Couldn't very well. There we go. Oh, I wondered why it was so empty. Clever of Hank. He couldn't very well admit that this is our danger room, where we train. Bro, you will know every sus moment too. And if you'd like to see our lunchroom and study hall... Wait, don't shut that door. Too late, they forgot about me. The door's time lock has me trapped inside. But the danger apparatus is set on automatic. That means testing devices will begin to operate any second. They've started. It was the beast training period next. These are his special survival problems. Can I handle them? See, this is the start of everything I hate about the danger room. Right here. I can sense it. This is going to be the beginning of everything. It makes less and less sense as time goes on. What kind of shitty, like they're children, right? Like at best, some of them are 18. It's Professor X. He's horny for Jean in the 3rd issue, and now he creates a situation where students can literally fucking die during training. Like, you should have, like, the prospect of dying, I get. They got superpowers, they might be able to take it, but locking themselves in there and giving them no fucking choice to, like, say, wait, pause, time out, stop. Oof. He needs a system update. Time to patch it. I love to hate the danger room. Like, why not just, like, especially when the danger room starts replicating places and people. Like, at some point, wouldn't you just live in the danger room? It's the same problem I think that comes with the holodeck in Star Trek. You know, it leads to an inevitable problem you think that would just be happening every goddamn day in their world. Like, how many people in Star Trek fall in love with AI holograms? And, you know, I think about, like, what can the danger room do? If they can replicate Wolverine and his adamantium, right? So, I don't know. The floor just snapped up to test the beast's agility. Grabbing this trapeze may save me. Oh, it was the wrong move. The trapeze was a dummy. It snapped. The beast would have leaped to the other side of the room. What's this? A giant roller rushing towards me. I can't dodge it the way the beast might. Only time for one thing. Have to destroy that expensive piece of apparatus with my power beam, but I have no other choice. None of us are as quick on our feet as the beast. Then, as the remaining minutes of the test period tick by, my power beam is growing weaker. If the test doesn't end soon, I'll never have to worry about menacing innocent people with my eyes again. But, fortunately for Scott Summers and the world at large, the test does end soon, and the automatic lock mechanism unlatches the door. Oh, it's over. Lucky the danger room is soundproofed. Jean's parents couldn't have heard anything. Typical of the caliber of the X-Men is the fact that even in his moment of trial, the youth known as Cyclops thinks first of others. Other mutants. Nah, he's still a good boy at this point. Later... Where are these people supposed to be? Why is her hair yellow now? Oh, okay. Maybe it gets explained in seconds, I don't know. It's weird. Like, her hair is yellow with red highlights now. I'm not crazy, right? Yeah. She didn't walk in with like a weird headpiece, so must be some kind of weird misprint. Later, such a lovely school, and what fine, clean-cut youngsters. It was a most pleasant visit. We should be proud of our daughter. Imagine winning a free scholarship to a great school like that. Yeah, I don't know publishing. Yeah, it's strange. But as Mr. and Mrs. Gray drive off, they fail to notice a silent, brooding figure who slowly walks past the mysterious complex of school buildings. Sorry we couldn't say hello to Professor Xavier. He's such a charming man. He has more charm. He has more than charm, dear. Something about him gives a person a feeling of confidence in him. He almost seems to know what you're thinking. I would like to know what the school's connection with the government is. Perhaps they're teaching a special secret science course. Oh well, I suppose we'll find out someday. And as the car drives away, the lone pedestrian stops, searching, seeking, probing the neighborhood with cold, merciless, unblinking eyes. For this is the evil mutant known as Mastermind, with the power to create images so real that all who see them believe in them. Mastermind, who owes his allegiance to Magneto, leader of those who plan to take dominion of Earth from the human race. It is no use. The X-Men are too well hidden. No matter where I search, there is no trace of them. Then, operating a small magnetic device on his wrist, Mastermind contacts his leader. Results still negative, Magneto, awaiting further orders. Return at once. We shall try a different plan. That is all. Then, moments later, in a lonely field, it is lucky that all of Magneto's planes operate on magnetic energy. There's no chance of anyone hearing them. Take me back to headquarters, Quicksilver. I have decided to return. You don't fool me, Mastermind. I was tuned to your wavelength. It was Magneto who decided, as always. Minutes later, the silent ship reaches a jagged asteroid circling the Earth. But upon drawing near, we see that it is more than just a simple asteroid. Much, much more. Quicksilver to Asteroid M. Request permission to land over. Asteroid M to Quicksilver. Permission granted. Follow landing plan B. I don't know whose voice that's supposed to be. I'm just gonna assume it's some kind of robot. Automated thing, maybe? Who knows? Within seconds, two dramatic figures step through the airlock.
They're here, Magneto. I'll go and welcome them.
Look out, it's that brainless Toad.
Did you find them? Did you destroy the X-Men? Tell me.
Moving at dazzling speed, the mutant called Quicksilver easily avoids the Toad's unorthodox greeting. But the slower-moving Mastermind is not so fortunate.
Alas, that unbearable freak. He'll pay for this.
At a single gesture from the angry mutant, an image is created, an illusion which seems so real that it stops the Toad in his tracks.
Can't move. I'm all wrapped up in a heavy cloth. Get me out of here. Help.
Then, as Toad's hysterical cry reaches the ears of Magneto, Mastermind, dispel your illusion instantly at the command of Magneto. Toad's looking a little chunkier than usual. There, it is gone. But warn your brainless stooge that I will not be so gentle next time.
Don't let him get away with that, Master. Punish him, punish him.
Silence, both of you. We have more important problems than your petty bickering. After weeks of searching, we still have found no traces of our mortal enemies, the X-Men.
It's their fault. They're all failures. Only I am truly loyal to you, Master.
You said you had a new plan. What is it? I will tell you in my own good time. Meanwhile, you will be silent. Do you understand, Toad?
Yes, Master. Whatever you say, Magneto.
I say forget the X-Men. We escaped them once. They won't bother us again. I agree with my brother Quicksilver. We should quiet. Remember your place. Not even the Scarlet Witch nor Quicksilver can dictate to Magneto. I alone make decisions for our band. So long as the X-Men live, so long as they are sworn to protect mankind, then we are truly never safe. They stand between us and the conquest of the human race. And remember, the humans are your sworn enemies. If they would destroy you, they could. We remember you. We remember you never let us forget that, do you? Never. And now, for my plan. I shall use the Toad to trap the X-Men. Come here, you sniveling dolt.
Master, what do you want me to do? Tell me.
Of course, I'll tell you. And if you fail, if you make one careless mistake, you will face the wrath of Magneto, most powerful of all mutants. Never forget that, any of you. Not long afterwards, back at Professor Xavier's school.
Say, Scott, there's a great track meet on TV. How about watching it with us?
Track meet? Professor X has lost his powers. We don't know when the evil mutants will strike next, and all you have on your mind is your juvenile track meet? Okay, I can take a hint. And don't come back here until you've grown up.
Boy, what a grouch. That guy thinks it's a sin to smile or have any fun.
Don't take umbrage at Cyclops, Bobby. He can't alter his psychological makeup. Come on in, Hank. Have some chocolate. Wait till you see this race.
There, Professor. You don't want to get a chill while you're watching TV. You'll be more comfortable now.
So is he just like brain dead then? Because he hasn't said a fucking word since the last comic. Poor Professor X. How lamentable that his once super brilliant brain is now merely that of a normal human's. Look, there's the fella I wanted you to see. He's bringing up the rear. Don't take your eyes off him.
What's so special about him? He's the slowest one of them all. He runs terribly.
It's not his running that's important. Keep watching. You'll see what I mean any second now. There he goes. Look at that. Did you ever see anything like it? He's been winning every event by hopping over others. He actually looks, if that's Toad, he looks fucking normal. Like he looks like an asshole on purpose. Unless this is like Mastermind working some magic, but it wouldn't work on the TV? Maybe he's manipulating their minds now, making them believe they're seeing this? Because I'm just saying, like, Toad could have done better than Magneto, if this is what he looks like. A few minutes later...
You're right, Warren. It's uncanny. No normal person could make a leap like that.
Look at the crowd. They can't believe their eyes. Even the people on the field are incredulous. He's competing in every event. Wow, a broad jump like that will more than double the world record.
Okay, tell me, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Of course, there's no other answer. He's a mutant, like we are. Yes, he has to be. And look at the crowd, they're livid with rage. Just like Professor X always warned us, normal humans fear and distrust anyone with super mutant powers.
They're calling him fake. They feel it must be a trick of some sort. They want to believe that it makes them less inferior.
We can't just leave him. We can't just leave him there to face the wrath of the mob alone. Shut off the set, let's move. Hank's right. Oh wait, no, that's Bobby.
Hank's right. If he's a fellow mutant, we've got to help him.
We've got to help anyone who's in trouble. That's our oath. Okay, see, look, he's already starting to look more different. I guess the TV, takes away a couple pounds.
But what about the professor?
Don't worry about me, my dear. I'll be all right here. Just remember, I can't follow you mentally. I won't be able to help you. We'll do okay, sir. We'll make you proud of us, you'll see. Meanwhile, at the stadium nearby, the mob grows angrier by the minutes.
The races were all phony. Let's teach that fraud he can't trick us.
We'll make him tell us how he did it. There has to be some kind of hoax. Then, as the shouting crowd is about to close in...
Hey, what?
Don't squirm, fella. You're heavy enough. Okay, that's supposed to be Beast talking. The bubbles are kind of positioned weirdly for me. He's too heavy. The angel can't fly far enough with him. I'll have to hold the crowd back to give him a respite. Take a breather, Angel. I'll act as a buffer for you. Thanks, Beast. I could use the break. Then, as the angel takes to the air again... Is that supposed to be... Cyclops, I guess? Yeah, and Marvel Girl is driving. The car won't help us, Marvel Girl. The crowd is pressing in from all sides. We can't run them down.
What will we do? We can't let that mutant be taken from us. This ice wall won't hold them back forever.
I can't stay aloft with him much longer. We've only one recourse. Run! Oh, there we go. He's wearing a fucking mask, of course. Alright, nope, he can't do better than Magneto. I take it all back. Seeing the strange, colorful figures racing towards them, the crowd falls back for a moment in shock, giving the X-Men and their fellow mutant a chance to get clear.
There's a subway station just ahead. Hurry.
Hop in, quickly. We'll hold the doors open. This was a veritable hair's breadth escape. All clear. Once we're in the train, we'll be safe. Look who it is.
See how everyone is staring at us?
Ignore it, Marvel Girl. We paid our fare just like anyone else. There's something vaguely familiar about you, my friend. Something disturbingly familiar. I'm assuming he's like gagging because he probably smells or something.
Impossible. I've never met you before.
Wait, now I know. The way you hopped, only one mutant has that ability. I'm pretty sure anyone with super strength can do what the Toad does, to be fair. But he is right. The evil one called the Toad. Don't, Beast, you'll hurt him. Say it is the Toad.
Blast you, I almost had you fooled. But you can't hold me. I'll escape from all of you. It must have been Magneto's scheme to find our headquarters. He would have succeeded if we had been taken the Toad back with us. Get him!
Don't be alarmed. There's no place he can hop to where I can't fly after him.
You're right, Angel, but just to play it safe, I'll slow him up a little, like this. Ha! You clumsy fool, you missed me! That was the idea, Playmate. I wanted my ice disc to hit the floor in front of you. Pretty neat, huh? Why don't you answer me? Unless you'd rather keep spinning around that way. Better get him, Angel. He must be dizzy enough by now.
Nice try, Toad, but you didn't really think you could beat the X-Men, did you? Suddenly, at that split second, a startling incident occurs. The huge clock in the middle of the station flies apart as though under the control of some mighty wrathful magnetic power.
Angel, look out! Those metal pieces are flying towards you like bullets.
Ooh, good thing the professor gave me such agility, so much agility practice in the past. So at this point, Magneto has proven that he will, like, kill everybody to get what he wants based on that last comic, because he was going to nuke the place just to kill the X-Men on his way out, destroying an entire island nation. So he went from like threatening to destroy buildings to straight up almost, I guess, genocide kind of. I mean, yeah. So he's officially went from being like some guy that talks a lot to great, now he has access to nukes. So it's like, if you could kill him, maybe do it. I don't know. And then, one of the most awesome of all living menaces appears on the scene, the merciless Magneto. The Toad alone is no match for the X-Men, but Magneto is. At a gesture from the evil mutant, one of the heavy iron train gates rises above the speechless crowd and races through the air, trapping the Angel with a quickly formed iron cage. Hold on to the Toad, Cyclops. I'll get the Angel and try to wrest those iron bars from him when he falls. Be careful, Beast. Only Magneto could be responsible for all of this, and we've never fought him before without the help of Professor X. But there are still more evil mutants to contend with, such as the Scarlet Witch, who directs her incredible hex power at a man standing near an onrushing beast.
Hey, what made my suitcase snap open that way?
Look out, can't stop myself. Oof. Meantime, Mastermind has chosen the Iceman as his special target.
Holy smoke! A dozen masterminds surrounding me. It must be an illusion. But how do I know which one is real? Well, if there's one way to find out, I'll make myself an ice club.
Oh, that's what he's calling it now.
Take a swing and see who falls.
But before the Iceman can complete his attack, he is engulfed by a clinging cloud which seems to stifle his movements.
Even though I know it's just another illusion, it's blinding me just as much as if it were real.
But then, Marvel Girl dramatically enters the fray.
I'll keep you so busy you won't have time for any more illusions, Mastermind.
No, don't let me fall. But then, things happen with a dazzling speed. The lightning-swift Quicksilver attacks Cyclops from behind, freeing the Toad. Shocked, Marvel Girl turns away from Mastermind to come to Cyclops' aid.
Run, Toad, I'll handle Cyclops. Oh no, I mustn't let Cyclops be injured.
Ha! I'm safely free of the girl's power. But Cyclops is less than helpless than would appear. Don't worry about me, Marvel Girl. I'm not letting go of the Toad, and Quicksilver won't hang around when I aim my power beam his way. Keep your eye on him. Watch where he runs.
Blast it! I didn't realize he could use his power beam while I was holding his arms. I've got to get out of range. My great speed is saving me from those powerful blasts. Any one of them could have put me out of the fight.
However, when the X-Men worry about the safety of each other's members, things are quite different among Magneto's evil mutants.
Forget the Toad, run! We have the Angel. I'll swap him for that jumping fool any day.
Quicksilver,
hurry, follow us.
They've abducted the Angel. Using him as a hostage, Magneto will have an insurmountable advantage over us. The Beast is gaining on us. Quick, Mastermind, we need an illusion. He'll never reach us. I'll stop him with this. At that very instant, a charging rhinoceros seems to come hurtling through the astonished crowd, a wild beast which only exists in the imaginations of those affected by the Mastermind's uncanny power. The crowd is panicking. I can't get past without injuring someone, Marvel Girl. Can you lift me over them via telekinesis?
Oh, I'll try. Oh no, you're too heavy. I can't lift you far enough.
I don't believe that. I've seen her lift a crowd of girls onto a second-story building. I don't believe you. I do believe you're too distracted, maybe. That's what I choose to believe. Meantime, outside the terminal, a magnetically powered ship silently descends to the Earth. Man, I don't know if that's cool or dumb. Because it's in the shape of a magnet, you know? But I've never seen a ship like that either. I'm like, you know what? It reminds me too much of a horseshoe. I'm gonna say it's garbage. And by the time the crowd within has dispersed,
they're getting away.
I couldn't reach them in time. They've abducted the Angel. I failed.
Don't reproach yourself, Beast. We're all to blame, but the battle isn't over yet.
A short time later, at Magneto's asteroid orbiting above Earth, man, he gets captured a lot, doesn't he? Starting to see how he becomes Archangel. Tell me, where the X-Men's headquarters is, Angel? Once I find Professor X, I'll set you free. I'll tell you only one thing, mister. Don't hold your breath waiting for me to crack. You young fool. Do you think I'll let you thwart me now? Only death will free you from me. You'll have to talk.
Magneto, you can't mean that. You never told me we would ever descend to murder.
Spare me your weak whimperings, girl. I will stop at nothing to achieve mastery of Earth, and only the X-Men stand in my way.
I've got to hold out no matter what he does to me. I mustn't betray the others, not even if I pay for my silence with my life.
In the moments that follow, Magneto subjects the tight-lipped Angel to his own unique form of brainwashing. Those flashing beams won't harm him physically, but they'll prevent him from resting, so long as he's here. And it's only a matter of time before those high-pitched sirens become so unbearable to his ears he'll tell me anything I want to know.
Flying to the ceiling won't help you, Angel. I conceal my devices behind that metal door while the noise continues unabated. I mustn't weaken. No matter what, I mustn't weaken.
And they did establish that he does seem to have some kind of sensitivity to sound. I don't know if that's because he's like part bird or something. But they did establish it in the last comic book. I don't know if it ever gets talked about again. So, there you go. And as the hours tick slowly by,
what manner of man is the Angel? What is the secret of Professor X's training? Why can I break his will? Why does he resist me?
Meanwhile, at a deserted pier on the East River, we can't set the Toad free, but we can't take him to our HQ in case Magneto is scanning us with some sort of magnetic spy device. Look, something seems to be wrong with him. See how he's trembling?
I've got to return to Magneto. I must.
He keeps mumbling to himself. It's almost as though he's in a virtual trance. He seems oblivious to our presence, like a man possessed. Let's leave him alone. Let him talk. We'll see what he does. If it's not a trick, he may lead us to Magneto.
Magneto. I've got to return to Magneto. Something is leading to me I cannot resist.
Don't let him get too far away from us. It may be a ruse. We cannot afford to be duped. Rest easy, Beast. He won't get away from us.
Gosh, he looks like a guy in a trance. It's real creepy.
So that's kind of an interesting idea, that he's only like so much of a sycophant to Magneto, because who knows how long Magneto's been brainwashing this guy. For all we know, he was like the original test subject. And I think either way, he ends up developing an unhealthy loyalty to Magneto. I mean, it follows him right up until Krakoa, until Magneto kind of left him unburned there. So I think that could be kind of an interesting idea if they're heading that direction. Man, that's going to be a tight fit. Look, he had a hidden magnetic communicator under his sock. He's contacting Magneto with it. And Magneto got the message. Here comes a drone pickup capsule from above the clouds. Quickly. Wait, no. Oh, look, isn't Beast supposed to not be wearing shoes? I'm gonna assume it's still Cyclops talking. Quickly. We've got to enter with the Toad. Even if it's a trap, we can't afford to shirk. It may be our one chance to find the Angel.
And when we do find him, we must pray that our power is more than enough for the evil mutants. There's Magneto's hideout, that asteroid above us. The capsule is being drawn to an opening by a band of magnetic force. Seconds later... Toad, how did you escape the X-Men? How did you get here?
I had to come.
Did you hear that? They weren't expecting him. It's not a trap. Let's go. Forgive this unseemly intrusion, Mastermind, but being well-behaved little X... Let me try that again. Forgive this unseemly intrusion, Mastermind, but being well-behaved little X-Men, we hated to take our departure without saying goodbye.
Attack me, will you? Let's see how well you fight now when your legs
turning to dough. Don't let him stop you, Beast. It's just another of his illusions. My brain is aware of that, but I still can't move my legs. But you'll find that this is no illusion. He pulls out a fucking Glock. That's amazing. I gotta give it to him. I would have never expected Mastermind to pull out a fucking pistol. Because, quite honestly, like, you'd think that would happen more often. Like, okay, I got my mutant power as my primary weapon, but just in case. Because otherwise you're just a man with your dick in your hands if your power's not working, right? Let me report this guy real quick like. I love reporting these people. You gotta do your part. Keep your community safe. I feel... Okay, report, block, and ban. Done. Easy. Shouldn't have lost mental contact, Mastermind. My reflexes are faster than yours. If you threaten one X-Man, you threaten all of us. That gun will never menace us again.
Quick, Toad, to Magneto. We can't fight them alone. To Magneto, hooray! The leader will save us. The leader can do anything.
Magneto, right behind us. It's the X-Men. Quiet, you emotional fool. I heard the entire thing. Even now, I'm arranging for their final defeat. By means of this magnetic intensifier, I have increased my magnetic power so that I can mentally control any metal portion of this asteroid. I'll turn my entire headquarters into a giant floating death trap. And, true to his word, the next instant... Cyclops, look out! That piece of metal sheeting is dropping on you as though it has a mind of its own. I'm able to breathe for my power. I can't tear it off, it's too strong. I'll try my own mental power. But before she can make a move, all these things happening, confusing me. Can't concentrate. Can't use the power of my brain. My cat just made a noise over there. It spooked me.
The asteroid acts like it's alive. We got to help Marvel, girl.
It's Magneto. He's controlling every bit of metal through his amazing mental powers. We've got a fight on our hands. Then, as if to prove the beast's words, tiny flame jets shooting out towards Iceman begin to melt his protective ice coating.
Where's this coming from?
Quick! Hurl your ice bolts at the wall now! The Iceman obeys instinctively, and in the next second, you did it! You froze the flame jets. I commend you, my frigid friend. And I thank you, old bookworm buddy. Don't worry, pretty partner. I'll free you from those gizmos by coating them with ice and crystallizing them like this. And I'll have that piece of metal off you in a trice, Cyclops. Just excuse my dishpan hands, if you will. Never heard that phrase, dishpan hands. Just excuse my dishpan hands, if you will. They've escaped all of my traps, but it will do them no good. At the press of a button, I will seal them in that section. And now I'll blast them right out of the airlock. Farewell, X-Men. No, Magneto, you can't, you mustn't. Bah, do you think your weak words can sway Magneto? You witch, you put a hex on my control panel. You've short-circuited it. You dare defy the will of Magneto? I'll teach you a lesson that you'll do no such thing to my sister, while Quicksilver lives. You think you can stop me? You think you can stand up to Magneto, the most powerful mutant of all? I'll do what I have to in order to protect my sister, Wanda. Remember that. Be careful, Pietro. I fear we are still no match for him. But we are destined never to know what might have happened next, for at that instant, a mighty force beam blasts the door right off its hinges. We forgot the X-Men. They've crashed through. Get back, Wanda. Take cover. It's that accursed Cyclops and his power beam. Quicksilver, listen to me. You're fighting for the wrong cause. Desert Magneto and join the X-Men. I hate Magneto more than anyone knows, but he once saved my sister's life. I must serve him. But don't you see, he's making criminals out of you and the Scarlet Witch. If you join us, we could... No more. I'll hear no more. You're trying to confuse us. You're not our friends either. If you were, you wouldn't fight us. We can't trust anyone. You were too careless. You were too careless. You came too near. Now I've got you. Give up, Quicksilver. Don't make me use my power beam on you. Quick. Put a hex on Cyclops. They're too close. It might hurt Quicksilver. Meantime, the other X-Men desperately tried to free the captured Angel, realizing that every second spent places them in still greater danger. It's unbreakable glass, but I can feel it giving. Just a few more thumps may do it. Hold it, Hank. Let me try it my way. I can mentally hurl one of these heavy chemical tanks at the glass with even greater force. You did it! He can extricate himself now. I knew you'd free me, but you're in grave peril. Magneto can turn this entire asteroid into one giant death trap. The suspicion is beginning to dawn on us that his motives are not the friendliest. But perhaps we can instill some of the milk of human kindness in his say. What have we here? Don't let it throw you. It must be one of Mastermind's images. Watch, I'll prove it. And now, tall, dark, and gruesome, we've got a little settling up to do, so we may as well get started.
Hurry, Mastermind. Don't let him get you too bad you can't hop away from your enemies like Toad.
No, stay back. But the sounds of conflict have reached Magneto's ears, and so... Stop your whining, Mastermind. My dart grenade will save you. X-Men, look out! It exploded in 1,000 flying darts! They're faster than I thought. They all saved themselves by taking cover, but at least I slowed their attack. Wait, that rumbling sound, can it be what I think? X-Men who should be fearful, they're the ones who are doomed. First, we must get them together on the other side of the airlock. Ah, there's Cyclops. I'll start with him. Now, before he can use his power beam. Forgive me for attacking you from behind, but we don't fight by any rules. There, stay in the air chamber with your wretched partners. I leave you to empty space. Magneto, no, you're making a mistake. It's no use, Toad. He doesn't hear you. Wait, I'm confused. That's Toad talking?
Magneto, no, you're making a mistake.
It's no use, Toad. He doesn't hear you. The X-Men aren't behind the airlock. They're still in the section with us. Then we'll finish them later. At least the Cyclops will never bother us again. But the X-Men never desert one of their own, and so I've got to fly to Scott before that section crumbles beneath him and he plunges to Earth. Wait, I'll help you. There, I fashioned a tubular ice bridge for you. It'll protect you both from the bitter cold out there. He's been waiting all his life to make that. You could tell. Scotty boy, do you hear me? I'm coming, fella. Hang on. You were just in time, Warren. The fragment was crumbling. I could just barely keep from falling. You're okay now, partner, but we're still not in the clear. Both sections are starting to split apart. Seconds after the X-Men again join forces, the satellite, already weakened by the stresses it has undergone, breaks free of its orbit in one final explosion. So this is like Dragon Ball Z rules then? Like sometimes you can breathe in space as long as you're like close enough to the planet? Is that what I'm to believe here? Because I feel like that's what I'm getting. Because if you're in space, like, they would be sucked out of that tube. Like, unless it was airtight, connected to something else, which it was not. Interesting. So, Dragon Ball Z space rules. Got it. Yeah, there's no oxygen there. I don't believe you. But before drifting out into airless space, it launches a silent, magnetically powered escape ship containing 5 weary but triumphant X-Men. Not a second too soon. Then, as the teenagers reach safety, it's rising again by remote control. Magneto and his mutants must still be up there. It's returning for them. Magneto can control its course mentally. There's no telling where he'll land. If the mutants survive, this was only the second round. They'll be more dangerous than ever. And so will we, Jean. We proved our mettle today by ourselves. Finally, upon returning to their school, I'll give the professor our report. Oh, wait, no, that's Cyclops. I'll give the professor our report. No need, Scott. I was with you all the time, listening to your thoughts. You mean you have your mental power back? I never lost it. I only pretended to, after our first battle with the evil mutants. What a fucking asshole. But why, sir? Remember, this is a school, and you cannot graduate from any school without passing your final exam. Well, you've all just taken your final exam, just as I planned it. And I'm proud to say you've all passed with flying colors. You've proven you can think and act for yourselves. Your training period is over. Congratulations, my X-Men. What a fucking dickhead. It is not cool. That is not cool. Yeah, Professor X is kind of a dickhead. Kind of a creep, kind of a dickhead. Editor's note. Now that their training has ended, even greater dangers await them, for this strange saga of the X-Men is just beginning. Stan and Jack have a million surprises in store for you, so be with us next-ish. See you then. That's it. Another one down. Number 5. So, I don't know that we got any new appearances here. Oh yeah, in the beginning, we got Jean Grey's parents. That's right. Oh, yep, and the first appearance of Asteroid M, too. And it's a pretty legendary. It's iconic, right? Asteroid M. Can't talk about Magneto without some point talking about Asteroid M, I would argue. At least in 616. Alright, here's some trivia. Page 3, panel 3, while Bobby is defrosting a sort of Easter egg, there's a banner that says Marvel behind it. Page 3, panel 3, huh? Got banner or a flag. Not seeing it. This is page 3, right? Yep. Unless they mean maybe this is technically page 3. Maybe they don't count the cover. Perhaps. Yep, that's it. They don't count the cover. What the hell? Where is it? I just saw it. There it is. I mean, must have been... It's pretty in your face. I probably saw it and just didn't care. Second trivia, John and Elaine Gray say they're on their way to the New York World's Fair. This is a topical information due to sliding timescale. So this is, I guess, a point of contention for people that give a shit about continuity, because if they went to the World Fair of 1964, then, you know, like, Jean Grey is old enough to be our great-grandmother at this point, you know? Potentially. So, I could see how people look at events like that and they're like, well, I don't understand. How can they've gone to the World Fair and Jean is still in her early 20s when 9/11 happened? You know, it gets weird. All right. Number 6. I think I got time for one more. But I'm gonna have to step away for a moment. I gotta refill my water cup. I gotta drain myself. So I'll be back in like probably less than 5 minutes.
All right, we back. And as per our comic book deal, you know, that we have between each other, I get to do a dab. Does it make it harder to do live readings? Absolutely. But as you know, I only play on hard mode. Get my chat back up. There we go. What are you up to today, JD? Oh, my rival's name? Here, It's probably just Ronin Vector or Ronin. But let me just boot it up and I'll show... Excuse me. I'll show you my... I'll figure it out. Yeah, I can't promise you to get you to any great heights or anything, but I do have fun playing when I get the right, you know, right group going. Now, was this the first time Namor appeared in something? Pretty sure that Namor predates X-Men. Oh, it's funny. Pick up the nephews from school. Nice. I bet you're a cool uncle. They must like hanging out with you. Family first? Oh, okay, so that's just some story bit. Thanks, bro, that means a lot. I don't get a lot of time to hang out, but I made sure to be clutch at moments needed. Nice. I know, I thought the same thing. Or like if you're gonna do vampires, do Blade. Or if you're gonna do Fantastic Four, like wouldn't Doom make more sense? I know Doom is supposed to be the mastermind behind all this, but... Yeah, see, I'm about 50-50 right now with this season, with ranking. Cool, I mean... Oh, gotta switch windows here. Yeah, I still need to get 20 friends so I can get that achievement crap filled out. I resent that I gotta do all these to get the Thor skin. Not that it's anything special, but I still want it. I don't even play as Thor. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do all these last minute like I did last time. I'm bad that way. Where do I see... There it is. Yeah, like I did the one for Jeff to get his skin, the winter skin. I didn't do... I did like all the dailies and the ones in the monthlies. I don't know what to call the other ones. Missions, I guess. Yeah, so at the end of season 0, I basically just finished out. I did all the challenges like all at once. I just let them build up and then I knock them all out in like one night. And luckily it put me ahead enough to buy 2 pages just about from last season. So I'm on the 3rd page right now. Long way to go though. Long way to go. I'm glad they made this one so meaty. Like, look at that. He's got like Super Saiyan 3 hair. Got a little bit tinge of Old Man Logan. Dude, you know what? I really want to get that Maker skin. My goal right now is to earn enough currency in game so I don't have to shell out $20 fucking for this. Because I love the Maker. I think he's a cool villain. Oh, well, if you get the battle pass, I mean, you'll unlock like this kind of currency and this. So using a combination of these two, because you can add them together when you go to buy it, you can unlock stuff. They just make it so damn expensive. Like, because otherwise, like with what I have now, I need to spend $12, I guess. Yeah, see, I'd have to spend $15 right now. But if I stick to it, if I resist the urge to microtransact... Oh, I watched a Casually Comics video on her. Very obscure. I love all the obscure pulls they do for this game. I'm here for it. Yeah, if I see you online, I'll drop in your game, assuming you're not like with people you're trying to impress, you know. Yeah, I'll heal the shit out of you. I'd say I'm like halfway decent with Jeff. My biggest problem is I don't really like study strategies like I should, like a good gamer. Like, I feel like someone that wants to be good at Marvel Rivals would have already watched like a video of like how to Jeff, you know? But I like playing my way. I like figuring it out on my own. But unfortunately, it's to teammates' detriment, you know? Of course, if they gave me advice, I would be like, oh, well, that's good to know as Jeff. Thank you for letting me know. I will try to play a little differently. Instead of, go fucking kill yourself and uninstall the game, you know? Now, maybe that's a little too pragmatic, but... Yeah, I generally like to be good at things by my own accord, or like learn things almost organically. I think looking everything up, being told how to play something, I don't know, like at what point are you just like copying somebody else who's playing the game and, you know, how much of you is actually playing? Oh. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know she did that. Yeah, I kind of fell off for like a good couple of weeks, so I've been trying to catch up with her stuff. Yeah, I adore her. I adore her, the Blurred. My God, there's so many. There's Dope Spills. He's been a newer one I like to go to. I haven't really been watching too much of Joel lately. No reason though. I think I've just been into like more longer form content. Like I like how like the Blurred and Casualty comics explore stuff, you know? And they try not to make their opinion to be the end all be all of things. Like they're open to perspectives. I think that's what I like about them the most. And then you got people like Dope Spills who usually puts them out quicker too, and I think it tends to be shorter form content, but Dope Spills makes me laugh all the time. I rarely LOL IRL, and Dope Spills always makes me laugh. Alright. Oh, I was just saying, like, I was thinking about, I haven't seen Joel in a while, you know, for no particular reason. And then I was pondering, like, I have been into kind of like more longer form content, like Casualty Comics or the Blurred Without Fear, because they tend to, you know, sit and think about it and discuss, and, you know, they're open to different perspectives. Their opinion is not the end all be all of things. So I appreciate their opinions. So I think it's I haven't been watching people like Joe or Comics Island, I think it's called. Yeah, the ones that tend to be out quick and to the point. I haven't been watching as much lately. But Dope Spills, I think is the name. Dope Spills Comics. That guy, he tends to put them out quicker too, and I think they tend to be shorter as well. But he makes me laugh. Yeah, I think Joel would benefit from like switching things up more often. Like I think he uses like the same outro for like years at a time. Not that it's not a big deal, but yeah. Bet it all on black. That's such a great... I couldn't think of a better descriptor than that. It is like casino music. That's fucking hilarious. Alright, let's talk about Namor the Submariner. I'm gonna cheat this time. So yeah, he predates this a good amount, I believe. I'm curious if they make Namor a mutant now or later, or if this is just like a straight crossover. You know, they fight, then they work together, and then, you know the formula. So, we start with the cover here. The X-Men, special guest star issue, Submariner, oh god, Submariner, there we go. I wanted to say Marinara. Joins the Evil Mutants. Also featuring Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. So, they must have had big plans from the beginning for Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, because, like, at this point, they don't really stand out any more than the others, other than the fact they're not, like, pure evil. Or creepy, other than like whatever their relationship is, but we won't get into that.
this ain't the ultimate universe. They got a wholesome relationship here. So it's interesting. I wonder how far their plans went. Like, spoiler, but did they already have plans to make them Magneto's children, you know, at this point, I wonder? I don't know. Things I ponder. So this one was released May 5th, 1964. And we got the usual suspects, but we got a new inker, Chick Stone. So writer Stan Lee, penciler Jack Kirby, inker Chick Stone, poor uncredited colorist, letterer Sam Rosen, editor Stan Lee. For anyone wondering what I'm using the Marvel fandom database. So make of that information what you will. Let's do it. So we usually... Okay, so I'm starting to get used to the pattern here. Yep, we get a full page illustration here, and then... Jesus, look at the beast's face here. My God. Truly a beast. Submariner joins the evil mutants. X-Men, the most unusual teenagers of all time. Even superior mutants with the supernatural powers have to eat dinner the same as we. And that's where our story begins, in the dining hall of the mysterious building which houses the X-Men. Hold it, Hank. You know the rule. No reaching across the table for anything. This is the first time I've seen Cyclops smile in months. Well, Scott should do it more often. It was a delicious meal, Jean. Thank you for helping out on the cook's day off. I was glad to do it, Professor. Oh, is that imperative that you resort to such drastic measures just to emphasize a point, Scott? Yeah, he's trying to do advanced math here at the table. He needs that food for his brain, man.
While no one's looking, I'll use my icing power to make some pie a la mode.
You could say he's putting his own cream on it. It is kind of gross. He basically just put snow on top of his fucking pie. Snow that came out of his body. Think about that for a moment. Because it's... I mean, I know technically they explain later on he's pulling moisture from the air. But at this point, it looks like the fucking snow is coming from his body. So not only is he just putting snow on top of his pie, which is just frozen water, it's liquid that came from his body. So maybe it tastes salty. Who am I to judge?
Boy, if there's one thing I like better than pie and ice cream, it's more pie and ice cream. Again, that's not... You need more components to make ice cream. Like, that's just snow. It's just snow. If anything, she's doing him a big favor. Like when it snows, does he think that's ice cream? Does he think that's what ice cream is? I don't know. I'll just shut my eyes and enjoy every last... Hey! Clack. Some wise guy is gonna get himself a fist of knuckles. Oh, Jean, what's going on? Bobby Drake, you know how Professor X feels about table manners. Next time, use your fork.
So she wasn't mad about him creaming on his pie. Just the fact that he did it without a fork. Gosh, Professor, sometimes when I listen to all the kidding around, it's hard to believe we're really a group of Homo superior mutants. It's natural for you to feel that way. Warren, after all, except for the fact that each of us possesses a unique superpower, we're no different from ordinary Homo sapiens. I wonder if there are many more mutants living among us whom we don't suspect. The newspaper here reads, "Where is Submariner? Coast Guard patrols keep constant sea watch." Man, those eyebrows, they're working overtime. Do you think that's a facial expression, or is that just like his resting bitch face? I haven't seen OG Namor in a long time. My god. I can't believe he's a mutant. I thought Professor X's eyebrows were working hard, but yeah, that's it. You nailed it again. That bitch is a Romulan. I believe there are, Gene. In fact, that's our mission, to locate them before they are found by the evil mutants. So much has been written about Prince Namor the Submariner lately. I wonder if he too might not be a mutant. I feel so cool knowing Star Trek, amazing franchise. Yeah, you know, I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to rewatch the series, but here's the dig. Like, I've seen all the original Star Trek movies, never sat through the entire original series. I've tried. I'll usually maybe get through the first season at best, but I don't know. I like to start from Next Generation, personally. Oh yeah, I would love to start again from Next Generation and on. So do that, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and then I don't know. There's all the movies in between that I got there. So that's probably where I would start. Have you been feeling about the more recent Star Trek stuff, like with Spock's sister and all that jazz? Because I gotta say, I wasn't like as angry as other people about it by the time I got around to watching it. Also, what is it? Lower Decks. That was a great show. Yeah, it goes the original series, bunch of movies, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. Because Voyager, the very first episode, I think Voyager is docked at Deep Space Nine. So yeah, Deep Space Nine was already well established by the time Voyager was a thing. If he is, what a powerful ally he would be for the X-Men. And what a dangerous foe he would be if he joined Magneto's evil mutants. We cannot chance it. We must find the Submariner. I wonder why he's singling him out specifically. I don't mind Spock's sister, but the show is meh. Amazing visuals, lower decks got me into Star Trek. Strange New Worlds is really good. I can't remember. You know, I don't think I did watch Strange New Worlds. That's the one that features Captain Pike, right? It's too bad that that whole reboot trilogy didn't turn out a little bit better. Okay, I could get into that. Yeah, because, you know, like, even the original series for his, yeah, I like him. Even for as cheesy as the original series was, it was trying to explore stuff. Like, it had a point to it, you know? The reboot that they did, the J.J. Abrams verse, I don't know. It's like a hot woman that, like, you can't have a conversation with, you know? like, you're really pretty, but there's like no point. Like, it just stuff happens, you know? And you could argue that the original Star Trek movies too, based on the original series. Substance, exactly. Yeah, I just feel like the first one I was okay with. Like, it was basically just setting up everything and giving it a reason to be connected to the original. So, like, it had my goodwill in the beginning, but it was like the same issues with like Man of Steel. Like, then we get to Batman versus Superman and we nosedive into just brainless nothing. Just nothing. So I might go back and rewatch that at some point. Like when I'm done with like the original Star Wars universe. But with that being said, the newer ones like Strange New World and Discovery, yeah, the one with Spock's sisters, Discovery. Does that take place in the original universe, the Abrams verse, or is it like a separate timeline altogether? Because that's something I haven't been able to like figure out at this point in my life. And also, yeah, I'm curious why Professor X is singling out, and Magneto for that matter, Namor, because if we're starting to connect all the universes here, like by that logic, like they could say maybe the Hulk is a mutant, you know? I don't know, bro, separate-ish, and then it becomes very separate when they dive into the future. Yeah, that's true, because that becomes I think the furthest we go into the future for Star Trek. They're also going to do that other show. Yep, Section 38? Is it Sector 38 or Section 38? I know what you mean though. Yeah, it's like the Black Ops unit of or arm of the Federation, right? Yeah, I'm down. It's very, I don't know. They go from being the villain to like the necessary evil guy. So I'll be curious to see like how dark they go with it. You know, because that section of the government is very much we'll cut off a arm to save the patient kind of logic behind them, even if it goes against their supposed utopia that they live in. As fate would have it, at that very moment, on an uncharted isle far out to the sea, we can delay no longer. The submariner must be found.
But he's too strong, Master. What if he won't obey you?
Silence, Toad. Have you forgotten my power? He shall obey Magneto. So far, the X-Men have foiled me at every turn, but with the submariner serving me, I'll defeat them once and for all. Look at him with his fucking gun there. That's a hell of an image right there. I thought Cable was like, and Bishop were like the original big gun boys. But looking at Magneto here now, he might be the OG mutant, big gun mutant. I don't hate it. So far, the X-Men have foiled me at every turn, but with the submariner serving me, I'll defeat them once and for all. I shall choose my most awesome weapons. Namor will have to yield to me. And suddenly, incredibly, one of the most feared of all X-Men appears in Magneto's doorway. Now, see, Toad doesn't look nearly as fat in this issue.
It's Cyclops. Run, Master. He's raising his visor.
I'll blast him to smithereens first. The ray went right through him. What new power has the accursed teenager developed? With nothing to check it, Magneto's mighty ray travels through the Great Hall past the mutant called Mastermind, who recoils just in time. But another of Magneto's allies, seeing the deadly ray, has but one thought in mind: to make sure it doesn't strike his sister. And so, the super swift Quicksilver suddenly streaks through the castle. Wanda, I've got to reach Wanda. And then, a split second before the ray can touch her, Quicksilver hurls the Scarlet Witch to safety. Pietro, you saved me! What was it, Pietro? Are the X-Men attacking us again? How did they find us? Where is Magneto?
I do not know, Wanda, but whoever dare do this thing will pay for it. I have pledged my life to guard you, my sister.
But, reaching Magneto, the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver find...
I was just practicing my illusions, Magneto. I meant no harm. Oh.
This magnetic power blast is only a small sample of what I'll do to you, of what I'll do if you ever dare practice one of your illusions on me. I'm surprised he can even do that. Because maybe it hasn't been written yet that the helmet protects his old dome up here, unless it doesn't protect against all mental attacks. I suppose it only specifically guards against Charles. Is that going to be my headcanon? We'll see. But yeah, I'm surprised this could even work on him, to be frank. Thank heavens it was only an accident. The X-Men aren't attacking us. The X-Men. That reminds me. I've got to find the Submariner before they do. Stay back now, all of you. That's such a weird pose he's in right there. It's like he's turtling, like he's gonna like put his head down into his body or something. I don't know. It's funny. It's like, no, you know what this is? It's like he's on the toilet and he's like, "Get out! I'm using this." And they're standing there, but your pants aren't down. What are you doing in here? You're like, "Get the fuck out!" I said, "Get out." That's all I can think of. That bitch looks like he's on a toilet, like the fanciest toilet ever. Thus, the leader of the evil mutants, whose brain power is second only to that of Professor X, transforms all his vast mental energy in an illusionary figure of himself. He sends it forth. Now, while my body remains here, my mind shall go forth unhampered to seek the mutant sea prince. And at Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters in the top secret Danger Room. Well done, Hank. Though we call you the Beast, your skill and agility far exceed that any member of the animal kingdom. Of course, sir, in all fairness to our four-footed friends, they never had you for a teacher. All of you continue with your practice until the bell rings. I shall return shortly. Cyclops keeps us on our toes as usual, sir. I think I'm finally getting my power beam under complete control. Now I'll try this with my eyes shut. We've plenty of tests to keep us busy while you're gone, Professor. Then, in the seclusion of his study, the man with the mightiest brain on Earth prepares to search for the Submariner, even as his arch foe Magneto is doing. If only my physical body were as free as my mental image. But even the great mutant power of my brain is not enough to cure my helpless flesh and blood legs. Because it is a projection of his mind which is traveling, it can survive as easily under the sea as in the air. And so, the dramatic search begins. If he is anywhere in this area, I should be able to sense his presence. It's interesting that Magneto can also astro project. I wonder if it was like, I mean, I guess it's got to be part of his power set. Either that or he's just like super spiritual or something. Also, what the fuck happened to the art? Like, what happened? This looks weird. It looks like it was made in paint. Like, just Magneto specifically. Like this top panel up here, it's strange. That's a strange, awkward, I don't know. Same thing with this down here. Just something off about it. But before very long, I do sense another presence, but it is an evil one, coming closer and closer. It is Magneto. It could be no other. He too must be seeking Prince Namor, but I shall not let him find me here. When we next meet, it shall be of my own choosing time, and it shall be at a time of my own choosing. I'll return to my study and let Magneto finish my quest for me. Oof. Toes are getting stiff, as my feet are. A short time later, little dreaming that Professor X knows of his presence, Magneto appears. I am getting closer to the submariner. I can feel it. When I find him, I must be extremely cautious. His power may even be the equal of mine. I must never permit him to challenge my superiority. I'm guessing, like, part of the deal when they were allowed to use Namor and turn him into a mutant was that he probably can't, like, lose to anyone outright. I'm guessing it's going to be like The Rock, you know, where he's contractually obligated not to look like a bitch. Even if it makes him look like a bitch by virtue of putting that in your contract. Finally, guided by the extrasensory perception of his mutant brain, Magneto sights his objective. A regal castle under the sea. I found the submariner. It's pretty lucky that the first, you know, whatever. I guess he can sense him. Yeah, he's a Romulan. There he is, but never have I seen such anger, such inhuman rage. Oh, I gotta start thinking of a Namor voice. He's a prince. He's kind of an arrogant douchebag like Magneto to a certain degree. Probably even more so, because he's a prince. He's entitled. You will listen to my command, peasants. Again, the Fantastic Four have defeated me. Again, the girl I love has spurned me. Though I am the prince of the deep, monarch of the sea, my titles are hollow. My kingdom is empty and meaningless. And Fantastic Four, number 27. Editor, watch his ass get beat. What does my castle mean? What use is my crown to me? Though my power is almost without limit, I live here like an exile. The humans, they have taken everything they've taken from me everything I held most dear. Because of them, my people have deserted me. Only you, a handful of loyal followers, remain. Begone. The very sight of you reminds me of bygone days of glory. But those days will return again, and when they do, Prince Namor shall rule both the sea and the land. Everything that lives on earth shall pay homage. His anger is too great. I shall not approach him yet. Instead, I'll get another to do my bidding.
Oh boy, what an unfortunate looking being.
I detect a presence behind me, so filled with evil it chews my blood. What are you?
I am Magneto. That is all you need to know. I am here to give you power beyond your wildest dreams. I have chosen well. I can sense the greed and envy in this man's heart. He is perfect. How would you like to replace Prince Namor as ruler of Atlantis? Me? How? Just do as I say. Give the submariner a message from me. Repeat it exactly as I tell you to.
Why should I trust you? What kind of message?
It is a message that will make the submariner leave here to join me. And with him gone, a clever man might easily steal power.
Meanwhile, back at his headquarters, Professor X comes out of his trance.
Gather round me, my X-Men. We are about to begin a new mission. Oh boy, at last. Unknown to Magneto, I have been mentally following him. He has located the submariner and he is trying to make him an ally. Even now, Magneto is to his hidden isle to await Prince Namor's answer. But how do you know where Magneto's Isle is, sir? Some days ago, a freighter in the North Atlantic reported that its compass seemed to have gone mad. I investigated the report. Later, the ship sighted a mysterious isle with a huge magnetic device emitting strange rays. And then, before the crew could be sure they weren't dreaming or having a mass hallucination, the entire freighter seemed to be lifted by an irresistible magnetic force, and was finally put down 50 miles south of Bermuda.
I surmise it wasn't difficult for you to put two and two together, Professor.
Not at all, Hank. And now we're going to charter a sailboat and taking a little cruise.
And if we happen to find Magneto's Isle at the same time, we'll try not to be too surprised. A short time later, the strangest crew ever to man a sailing vessel takes to sea, and after a few hours... Still no sign of land from here, Professor.
Return to the ship, Angel. Our TV camera can see a greater distance than Angel can. Lift it as high as possible by your telekinetic power, Jean.
Yes, sir. Oh, look, she's got her new costume. Interesting.
No luck, Professor. The remote-controlled TV screen still shows no trace of an isle.
Very well then, Hank. Oh, wait, no. Is that... Yeah, that's Professor X.
Very well then, Hank. You may retrieve the camera for us.
I'd be delighted, sir. I've been perfecting this maneuver for 2 days now.
Beast, look out! The rope is frayed, it's splitting!
Correction, it split.
I'll get you, Hank. Oh, I can't hold you, too heavy. Leave it to me, Jean. Nothing like a nice, soft, mushy pillow of snow for a fella to land in. Lucky Marvel Girl was able to hold Hank long enough for you to whip up that snow, Bobby. Here's the professor's camera, Gene. Somewhat for the worse of wear. Next time, knock off the grandstand plays, Hank. A camera like that costs money. What a countdown. I thought you were worried about me. Or no, what a come down. I thought you were worried about me. Are you sure we're on the right course, sir? Or could have Magneto set up some sort of screen which conceals his isle? No screen can prevent me from sensing his presence. Our course is true. We'll find him yet. Meanwhile, at the submariner's undersea castle, the seeds which Magneto planted begin to bear fruit.
By your leave, sire, there is one man who could help you in your battle with mankind.
Ah. Prince Namor needs no help from any man.
But he is no mere human, my prince. He's a mutant, one of the most powerful on Earth, the same as you are.
I, a mutant? Why has that thought never occurred to me before?
His name is Magneto, and he hates the humans as much as you do. I can tell you where to find him, sire.
The last time I took an ally, I regretted it, but if Magneto is a fellow mutant... Wow, he just really adopted that mutant idea pretty quickly without any kind of proof. God bless him. Avengers number 3, The Hulk and Submariner. Editor. And so, within minutes, a sleek undersea racer heads for Magneto's Isle. I must see this fellow mutant for myself. I must learn what his power is. A short time later, Magneto's Isle is indeed well hidden. Even with directions, it was hard to find. Submariner, I knew you'd come. I am Magneto. This is my island. Silence. None speak in the presence of royalty without first being recognized. Before we shall talk, I shall scout this isle and make sure I have not entered some sort of hidden trap. All I heard about him is true. He is every inch a monarch, and he is sure of his strength. But I must find a way to influence him, to control him. Ah, you are what I need. Once he sets his eyes on the Scarlet Witch, he'll be putty in our hands. I really hope he at least doesn't know that's his daughter. I hope. At this point. Because that, it's already a fuck situation to do that to somebody. And, he's doing it on the fly. This wasn't even well planned out. He's just let's see, I'll just throw pussy at him. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Let go of my sister, Magneto, or by thunder, She is in no danger, Quicksilver. I merely want her to meet someone. It's all right, Pietro. We must trust Magneto. We owe him both our lives. Look how noble he looks. How slim yet musculated. He's fascinating. Everything on this isle was powered by magnetism. Why would someone so fine, so masterful, want to ally himself with the evil Magneto? Well, it's not for me to question. I'll approach him, tap him on the shoulder, and then, oh no, I've carelessly made a gesture. It will cause my hex power to operate. That sucks. So it could just happen by accident? Some bad luck. Submariner, look out! A burst of high voltage electricity? He's ripping out the cable wires which I accidentally hexed with his bare hands. Wanda, what happened? It's all right, Pietro. Prince Namor was subjected to a deadly amount of electricity, and it did no more than jolt him. Were you the cause of that? Yes, but I did not mean it. Sometimes my hex powers get out of hand. I am the Scarlet Witch, and this is my brother Quicksilver. I still do not trust him, Wanda. So that's the famous submariner. He's just a man in swimming trunks. What a disappointment.
See the wings on his small feet? How small they are. Of what use can they be?
Fools. His strength is that of 100 humans. He has no need of costume or weapons. With such an ally beside me, I could conquer the world. Then, at that very split second, a flashing, flying form swoops past the startled group of mutants. Look, it's the Angel.
That means the X-Men are here. They found us.
Silence! Don't panic. If the X-Men attack us, it'll be their greatest blunder. Here on my home ground, I cannot be defeated. Oh wait, I thought that was Mastermind. I try again. Silence. Don't panic. If the X-Men attack us, it'll be their greatest blunder. Here on my home ground, I cannot be defeated. Magneto, I have a message from Professor X. It concerns the submariner. It is too late for messages, Angel. I know what your accursed professor is up to, but I found Namor first. He's not a fucking, piece of meat or something. Maybe he is. I don't know. Here is your message for X. If you live to deliver it, tell him of my power. He has magnetized the boulders near him, hurling them at me like missiles. It's lucky the professor spent so many long hours on my agility and obstacle dodging practice. Stand aside, Magneto. You make good use of your magnetic talent, but let the submariner show you what real power is. Magneto, shall I? No, let us see what Namor can do. You fly well, Stripling, but the submariner's winged feet are a match for any airborne foe. Guess again, Namor. I can outmaneuver you in the air without half trying. Perhaps you can, but of what good is maneuverability when it is pitted against strength such as mine? There, arrogant one, of what use are your wings now, when I can hurl you so far and so fast they flatten helplessly against your side? A short distance away, an alarm is sound. Hank, Angel is heading this way. He needs help. He's coming like a bullet, but don't worry, I'll retard his progress. Good work, Nature Boy. Here's a little assist from Iceman to keep you from landing too hard. Freezing on impact, the spray of ice which Bobby Drake hurled upwards towards his two partners becomes a makeshift slide, enabling them to safety. Sorry I didn't have time to send you a sled, fellas, but I guess you'll have to forgive me. That was quick thinking, Hank. The professor was pleased. Speaking of the professor, he wants Angel to report to him at once. And so... You were right, sir. The submariner is on the Isle with Magneto. That's what I feared. We may already be too late. What's our next move, Professor? We can't waste a minute. We've got to hit them fast. Hit them hard. Prepare for action, my X-Men. But knowing the power of the X-Men, Magneto 2 prepares to attack, as the largest magnet on Earth is zeroed in on the X-Men ship. Subject to a force against which there is no defense, this sturdy ship is torn apart in seconds. Abandoned ship! Where's the professor? The professor! Where's the professor? Hang on, hang on, sir. I'll get you, somehow. Don't worry about me, Hank. Make sure the others are safe. Don't worry, sir. With all the training you gave us, we'll all be safe. I'll just tread water this way to hold you up until help comes. Have no fear, beastie dear. Help is here. I'll make an icy platform to get us to Magneto's Isle. Magneto himself. Well, Magneto will have only himself to blame for what happens now. Minutes later, unarmed but unafraid, the valiant band of X-Men approaches the most dangerous isle on the face of the Earth. Heads up, we're almost there. Suddenly, hold it. Where did this wall of spined roots come from? It wasn't here before. Beats me, Scotty. It'll take us forever to hack a way through them. But then, the clear, commanding voice of Professor X rings out. It will take less time than you suspect. Without stopping, walk straight into the spine roots. You first, Cyclops. Yes, sir, if you say so. Wait for me here, partner. Hey, there's nothing here. We should have guessed, Warren. The professor caught on immediately. It was just an illusion, another device of masterminds to slow us up. But we made it, and there's Magneto's giant magnet. That must be what wrecked our ship. I'll smash it with my power beam. But before Cyclops can climb onto the main control platform, only your blinding speed can stop him now. Do not fail, Quicksilver. And in the space of one single heartbeat, I seem to hear something behind me, like the ominous hum of an onrushing hurricane. And then... It's impossible. No one can attack with such blinding speed. Quicksilver can. You are fools to attack us. Our strength is far greater than yours. Is it? Then why are you frantically dodging my power blasts? Because I know you'll exhaust your energy in a mere few more seconds, and then you'll be helpless. Correction, Quicksilver. No X-Men is ever helpless, not while another X-Man lives. Good work, Marvel Girl. Just hold him there for a few more seconds, and then the others will take over. By the time Marvel Girls begins to release her kinetic hold on Quicksilver, the once lightning-swift mutant is stunned and dizzying. Grab him, Angel. He'll be too groggy to resist for a while. Capturing Quicksilver was no mean feat, honey. Let him drop. I'll catch him. Magneto, you must do something. They've caught my brother. They have Pedro. It will do them no good. They won't have a chance when I turn the force of my magnet against them. Dude, look at his eyes. He's all like fucking... He's got those weird googly eyes. They're like pointing in different directions. That's hilarious. No, you can't. My brother is with them. Stop your sniveling. I make the decisions here. Abide by them or suffer the same fate yourself. But before Magneto could make another move, a silent, powerful figure with muscle like steel bands brushes past him, seizing the elaborate control bank in one effortless motion. Namor, stand back. Not even you are strong enough to defy Magneto. I am the Submariner. I ally myself with no one who speaks to a female such as you do. Oh, great. Or female. The I must protect the females energy. So be it. I see we can never fight side by side. But those who do not serve me are my enemies, and this is how I treat them. He's magnetically hurling the metal machine parts at me. I can't shake these metal pieces off me. He's pressing them tighter and tighter mentally. I realize now that I misjudged you. All you possess is brute strength. My power is much greater, for it is the universal power of magnetism. But at that moment, a sudden blast rocks the chamber, jolting Magneto and his two evil henchmen, as the very aisle seems to quiver with the force of the blast. And then, before the evil mutants regain their balance, "You were right on target, Cyclops." "One thing about you, Scotty, you sure know how to make an entrance. Quick, rush them before they recover themselves."
Magneto has fled. We're alone. Quick, Mastermind, save us from the X-Men.
I've got to act fast before he gets me with that accursed beam of his. Good. The other X-Men are at his side now. This is our only chance, an hypnotic illusion which cannot fail. Where did the sudden fog come from? I don't know. Oh, God, who are these people supposed to be? Obviously, Warren's up top. So I'm going to say this is Jean. It wasn't here a second ago. It's one of Mastermind's illusions, and it has to be. Illusion or not, we cannot see. I've got an idea, gang. Even though we can't see them, we can always try to freeze them out. Watch this. Quick, through this iron door before you're frozen into immobility. Those blasted teenagers won't ever stay beaten. Scarlet Witch, hurry, I've got to seal this door. No, I won't leave without my brother. I cannot desert Petro. Have it your own way, then. My safety is all that matters. Only through my leadership can Homo Superior take over Earth.
We don't need her, Master. Her loyalty to you isn't as great as mine.
Ha! Loyalty. I rule by fear alone. Meanwhile, hearing the iron doors shut, Iceman defrosts the chamber, and as the illusionary fog fades away... Careful, we're locked in here with the Submariner and Scarlet Witch.
What do we do now?
Keep calm. We've got to play this by ear.
What have you done with Quicksilver?
I demand you release him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I super believe you care about my streaming career. Very convincing. JD. Yeah, I bet he super cares. Alright. You're in no position to impose demands on us. With Magneto gone, these pieces of metal are no longer magnetized to my body, and now, the Submariner commands you to obey the female, set Quicksilver free. Look, you piscatorial pirate, you may be Mr. Big when you're in the briny deep, but your imperial idiosyncrasies don't impress the X-Men. Yeah, that's once in a while. Fool. I will not take more than a fancy it will take more than a fancy vocabulary to stop Prince Namor. And I've got more. I also possess speed and agility which far exceeds your own. I like your name, but go fuck yourself, yeah. I gotta turn that into a t-shirt. But what good are they against the strength of the Sea Lord? Even your bestial attack cannot affect one whose body is able to withstand the indescribable pressures at the very bottom of the sea. Now, are you convinced that Namor, the first prince of Atlantis, Emperor of the Deep, Lord of the Seven Seas, is completely invincible? No, as far as I'm concerned, Namor, you've only managed to prove that you love the sound of your own voice. Bam, bam, bam! The Beast is doing his best, but Namor is too much for him. Let's go, Cyclops. No, not yet, Angel. He can't be beaten by a simple frontal attack. We need a plan. Okay, you stay and make plans. I'm gonna help our barefoot bunny. Oh! Ha! I was expecting you to try that. This'll clip your wings, Angel. We can delay no longer. Now both the Beast and Angel are in danger. All right, Submariner, if brute force is all you understand, the X-Men have enough to satisfy you. Now, back away. It's our turn to attack. Surrender, Namor. You cannot escape my power beam. Do your worst, Cyclops. Unlike my strength, your power burst will soon subside, and I'll finish this charade. There we go. No. Where did you go? Alright, back on track. Don't underestimate me, Namor. Don't make me use my full intensity. This is your last chance. Namor tried to help me. I must return the favor. I'll use my hex power on the fearless X-Men. No sooner does the Scarlet Witch unleash her uncanny hex than the very stones suddenly loosen under Cyclops' feet, and then... I lost my balance? You had your chance, Cyclops, but now, before you can recover yourself, you'll feel the mighty wrath of Namor. Halt! Louder than any human can outcry, the irresistible mental command of the man who suddenly enters stops everyone in their tracks, as all heads turn towards Professor X. There is no need to continue your battle. Quicksilver has not been harmed, as you can see. But why is he so motionless, so still? His eyes are also lacking in expression. He is under my mental control. No, you must not do this dreadful thing. Release his brain. Let him be as he was. I shall. You have nothing to fear. My fight is not with you nor Namor. Magneto is the real enemy. All of you are but pawns. Pawns? Who dares call the Submariner a pawn? Protect yourselves, X-Men. We shall see which of us are the pawns. No, Namor, please, not until Quicksilver is himself again. Not until Professor X releases his mental control. Marvel Girl, push the Professor to safety. We'll stop Namor. Stand fast, my X-Men. The Submariner is no murderer. You'll not strike if we don't provoke him. Touch Professor X, and the ocean won't be big enough to hide you, Namor. And now I shall release Quicksilver. I must keep my mind unfettered in readiness for the bigger battle with Magneto. Magneto, what has happened to him? Where has he gone? What will he do about Petro and me? I feel as I've been asleep. My head feels numb, dazed. Bah! I was a fool to have come here. The submarine needs no alliances. All surface men are my enemies. Whether mutant or not, I shall return to the deep where I belong. When next I return, it shall be to take my rightful place as conqueror of the air breathers, reclaimer of the surface world for the ancient empire of Atlantis. Professor, he's escaping. Let him go. So long as he does not join Magneto's mutants, we have won. He can never truly be one of us. His allegiance is to Atlantis. Ours is to the human race. Not since I lost my heart to Sue Storm have I seen such a beauty as the Scarlet Witch, but I dare not love another surface female. I dare not become vulnerable again.
Meantime, Magneto, Mastermind, and the Toad reach the giant magnetic dynamo, which only the leader of the evil mutants has the power to operate.
So, Namor dared to challenge me, did he? Well, any mutant who isn't my ally becomes my mortal enemy. I must make certain he can never join the accursed X-Men. He must be smashed once and for all. Be careful, Master.
Who's speaking right now? Be careful, Mastermind. The X-Men are still at large. We lost Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. Who's saying that? I guess it's still him, but why is the chat bubble somewhere else? Odd. I'm gonna assume it's still Magneto talking.
Be careful, Mastermind. The X-Men are still at large, and we've lost Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. How little you know. Once Namor is destroyed, the X-Men will be next, and then Quicksilver and his sister will rejoin us. There is no way to leave Magneto's mutants except by death. Now, be silent. I want to enjoy Namor's defeat.
Seconds later, as the Sea Prince appears on the giant magnet's viewfinder, Magneto activates the mighty machine, and then...
I'm being rocked by an invisible force, more powerful than anything I've felt. Coming from that peak, it's Magneto, operating his monstrous magnet. I must fight it. I cannot be beaten now. It's forcing me to the ground, crushing me down. I've only one chance, one way to strike back.
Flexing his more-than-human muscles until they stand out like steel bands, the submariner smashes his two mighty fists down into the ground with a force beyond the power of human understanding. So shattering is the impact, it causes the entire isle to quiver, as the gigantic magnet pitches forward, shaken loose from its rocky foundation. Without a word, a backward glance, the awesome Namor rises and slowly, imperiously approaches the sea. Then, with one breath, taking dive, the ruler of the deep returns to his domain. The ocean depths have claimed their own. As for Magneto, never before has such anger, such livid rage has been seen on the face of the evil mutant.
We've lost Namor. Beat us. Silence. No one beats Magneto. He merely escapes my vengeance for the present. Toad, into the mango ship. Hop, you brainless gargoyle.
Within seconds, Magneto's ship, with the trembling Toad at the controls, raises the two mutants magnetically.
But what about Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch? They're coming now, in response to my mental command.
Look, our prisoners are escaping.
I allowed it. Until they join us of their own free will, they would be useless to us. Someday, we must learn what mysterious hold Magneto has over them. I'm glad to see them go. That witch is too attractive. Alright, well, that's fucked.
Know something, Genie? So are you.
Help me hoist the sails of Magneto's boat, my frigid friend.
Sure. Everyone yaks, and I end up doing the work. Next issue, a startling change occurs in the lives of the X-Men. Don't dare to miss it, or we'll tell the professor. And you know he's a fucking creep, so he'll do something gross. And look at that, we get a pinup page. Sincerely yours, Scott Summers. And there it is. And that's going to be it today, folks. Wow, we got through 3 more issues today.
I wasn't sure we'd be able to do it, but we did it. It worked out. It worked out. So let's do a quick recap. So first issue we did today was this one, The Capture of Angel. And then we got the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So I see like over time that they're going to build up. I'm being dramatic. I'm talking a lot. There's a lot of romancing going on. So actually, I guess we only got through 2 today, technically. Yeah. Oh no, we started on 4. I take it back. Yeah. Because that's when we were introduced to the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That's right. So we were introduced to the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and Professor X is a big fat faker. He wasn't brain damaged or anything, just an asshole. And then the capture of Angel. I think that's where they actually revealed that Professor X was fine. They rescue him, blah, blah, blah. And then the thing we just did. You learn that Namor, if you gave a shit about him at the time, is a mutant. And that's kind of all that happens. Like he just kind of shows up, says fuck you all, and then leaves. I don't mind that. It's fun to read. I have to admit. But JD, man, thanks for coming by today and hanging out. I plan on being back here tomorrow, maybe doing the same old thing I do. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm having fun doing this. So, whether you watch now or later, wherever you are, whenever you are, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
As I narrate the Vector's tale, a man from afar riding the temporal gale. Ronin by name and a Ronin by fate. In the tapestry of time, he's got a date. He ain't just saving, he's exploring the rift. In the timelines he travels, he's given a lift. Seeking tech and secrets in a world that's gone astray. Ronin's the man who's gonna find a way. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. From a future so bright to our present so bleak, he's the silent watcher, the tech he does seek. Not just a savior, but a seeker of lore. Ronin's the key to what we're looking for. Through the ruins and the relics, he's making his mark. A beacon of hope in the timeline so dark. With every secret he finds, every piece he retrieves. He's crafting a future nobody believes. Ronin Vector, with the vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. Forever and ever. gets colder. Know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legend